Hello guys, how are you guys doing? Hopefully good, if not better. For those of you guys who came by yesterday's late night stream, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ami seems like she had a great time. I had a great time. It seems like you guys did too. So definitely want to, now that I know that the perception of our dual stream is perceived, I can't talk today, perceived very well. I definitely want to have her back on stream. Well, obviously she will be back on stream while my stay here. Melty, I just fed you. Can you hear the kitty in the background? I literally just fed her. I gave you food though. But what was I saying? Oh, but definitely after I go home, after I get home, I also want to stream with her in voice chat. Like you probably won't see her, but yeah, she'll be in voice chat. Melty, your mom is working right now. Oh, she's such a chatty cat. I love her. She's a Siamese cat, so she talks a lot naturally, even if she doesn't need anything per se. Right now, her mom, aka Ami, is working remotely, so she can come on my stream. I don't know if she'll sit here with me though. Melty. She is not impressed. She knows I give her food though. I gave her 2 treats throughout this trip, and I gave her 2 actual food. So she knows that I'm the type to give her food. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for the happy birthday. I swear this is probably going to be like the last time you guys need to say happy birthday. So, you know, one funny thing about being a streamer, or like I guess any personality online, is you have people telling you happy birthday throughout the whole week, which I appreciate, by the way. But yes, today is birthday stream. I'm going to do the thing. We're going to decide on who is the best horror game protagonist. I'm not going to lie, some of you guys submitted characters that are not from a horror game per se. I had to do my own research, okay? I was like, I had to look up if every like game that, you know, your character came from was a horror game or not. And a lot of you guys, well, not a lot, but some of you guys submitted a character from a game that has horror elements, but not a horror game per se. So that had me twisting my brain a little bit, but you know, I submitted some random shit. Yeah, I don't expect any less from you, Kiraz. But let me start from the top. Let's see. Impulse Zero, Merc Collector, Malco, Uncle Aaron, Connor. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Oh, not tier 1. I thought you subscribed. Okay, never mind. Moderator for a year? Nah, you've been a moderator forever. I was kidding. I was like, you've been a moderator more than that. But no, I vaguely remember. Yeah. Vaguely remember it was around this time. But, was it? Hold up. I feel like it was earlier. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Thank you for being a mod for a year. Slavo, Patsana, Mufaka, Pixie Dog, Steve McHugh, Sheepskin Tearway, Purse222, The Sorrow, Kiraz, Uncle Aaron, Kiraz, Drowmer. How are you guys doing? How's life treating you? No, it's my 200 and... Or was it 300? I don't even remember anymore. 329 years old. It gave me a 1-year notification a few weeks ago. Oh, true. How you doing, Franco of Nox? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Couldn't believe I woke up to 2 Selenas playing Ao Oni. Man, that game... I like that game, but that game low-key hard. The puzzles... Some of the puzzles don't fucking make sense. It's like, how would I know that, you know? Type of stuff. But whatever. We're progressing in the game, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So we'll probably finish. We'll probably do another Ao Oni stream sometime this week. I don't know when, but whenever Ami is available, we'll do another one because I do want to finish the game with her on stream. So I know, when are you doing a stream watch party? Probably one of these days, actually. Maybe like tomorrow or so Wednesday. I'm not gonna be around because Wednesday I'm going to a event. So probably tomorrow. Probably. Yeah, tomorrow or Thursday, but I'm thinking tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow. I'm feeling tomorrow. How you doing, Knurks? How's life treating you? Hopefully good, if not better. I would have never figured out the puzzle where you have to look through the bars. That one, I'm not gonna lie, the hints were there, so I'm kind of an idiot for not realizing that. You would think somebody who's used to playing Resident Evil games would, not even Resident Evil, I'd say that riddle was kind of more on the Silent Hill side, but, you know. I think the puzzle that slightly pissed me off was the doll head one, where you had to put the light bulb in the doll's, like fucking, what is it, the neck. I was like, how does anybody come to a conclusion that, oh, maybe I can just stick a light bulb as a replacement for this doll's head? They're like, what? Like, who comes to that conclusion? But whatever, man, whatever. Clearly, the devs for this game know more than I do, so. But we're not playing Aoni tonight. I'm only playing that when Ami's around, so. Yufukadane-san, konnichiwa. How are you doing, Yufukadane? How's life treating you? But I went to sleep last night at around 3 a.m.-ish. Like, I couldn't immediately go to sleep. I feel like I was stimulated thanks to that game. And after I ended the stream, everybody went to sleep except for me. I was just like, man, I can't sleep. So I just kept like Dice's stream on while I drifted away. But hey, if it works, it works. I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of the puzzles in Aoni, like, some of them are very rewarding, and some of them just feels like I didn't deserve the solution, if that makes sense. I love it when I actually feel like I use my brain to solve a puzzle in a horror game. You know, versus I just happen to be lucky to solve a puzzle. It's just like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my own ego, but I'm just like, I don't like that, you know? I would like to know I fully committed and contributed, I can't talk, contributed to the actual solving part, so, you know. How you doing, the Slayer Giant and Morlandi? Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for the happy birthday, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, tonight, like I said, we're going to choose the best horror game protagonist. We're doing that tonight, and not only me, but if anything, chat's votes are going to be much valued for this one, you know? So in case some stupid protagonist gets the first place, I can blame it on chat. And tell the world, hey, I didn't come up with this answer, chat did. I just survived 2 days of zero internet, just phone data. That's crazy. You know, I say that, but yesterday, before Ami and I streamed, we were outside. We were all hanging out outside. And I forgot to charge my phone. And my phone naturally died. And the thing is, like, it's nice when you're not on your phone when you're outside, you know? Like, it sucks in the terms of, like, I don't get to take photos, because I do like taking photos a lot, especially when I'm hanging out with my friends, just to, you know, keep memories, right? So I will whip up my phone for that, but, you know. But aside from that, I do notice, just like any other people out there, I do tend to be on my phone a little too more than I would like to, so, you know, it's nice to be off of stuff like that, you know, even if it's just a short amount of time. The horror women are gonna rank up very high, I'm calling it. Steve McHugh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I saw you giving the cat the churu. You mean churu. I do that with my sister's cat. That's the thing. I told you guys this before, but, like, I'm like, I'm that auntie, that irresponsible auntie that occasionally comes by and showers the niece and nephew with gifts. I'm like that with the cats too. It's like, if it were my own cat, obviously I would be very careful to what I feed them and like how often I feed them. But just for clarity, I did, you know, confirm with Ami that she's allowed to eat certain amount that I've been giving her. So she's a very Melty is a very she's a very small cat. I wouldn't call her skinny. She's not like, you know, starving to death or anything, but she's not like chubby at all. So I don't feel as scared feeding her. But you know, I have to have her like me, you know? Like, she hasn't done it yet, but I need her to come by and sleep with me. She hasn't done that with me yet. I don't think she has opened up to me to that point. And you know, mind you, this kitty is super friendly, by the way. It doesn't matter if it's your first time stepping into this house, she will approach you. She does not give a flying fuck. She is the most friendliest cat I've ever met. But I haven't won her feelings in terms of us sharing the bed, so haven't had that happen yet. But you know, I hope it happens while I'm here. That's why I'm trying to slowly but surely feed her and, like, you know, kind of, you know, win that position. How you doing, One Atmosphere? Do y'all mind? I'm trying to watch Two Asians, One Oni. Well, that was yesterday. How are you doing? Chris Redfield is gonna win this? Nah. That motherfucker's probably gonna die round one. I remember when you brought some gifts for Poos, Carsey's cat. Yes, I made sure Poos got Japanese snacks because... Japanese kitty snacks, that is. Because I knew at some point... Well, at least Carsey was kind of, you know... vaguely talking about he wanted to live in Japan. In the future, and that was back in like 2021 when I met Carsey for the first time, and his cat, and you know, Lord behold, years later, now he lives in Japan, and now Poos is there with him, and now he gets to enjoy Japanese kitty treats. There's diet churros. My cat eats them because they are low calorie, especially during the summer. She likes them frozen. Frozen churros kind of, yeah, it's like Go-Gurt. It's like Go-Gurt if cats, yeah. Welcome back home, Gil. Hello. Melty's been screaming the whole time. I did feed her though, so she should be good to go. Ami just kicked her out of the room, so she's...
Oh yeah, it's that time of day.
It's that time of day.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm just talking though. I'm not on camera yet. Churro popsicles? I never thought about freezing a churro though. I mean, not that I have a cat, so I don't even have churros, but it's like...
Oh, speaking of frozen, we have Thin Mints in the freezer.
We have what?
We have Thin Mints.
Oh, yo, let's go, Thin Mints.
You want some?
Yes, Thin Mints. All right, I need to get Thin Mints first though. Chat, first things first. I need Thin Mints. Thin Mints in the freezer. That's my churro. That's my churro. No, you don't act like you didn't get food. You're sitting there like.
Yeah, there's this one. There's this one.
Thank
We keep forgetting about them. Go ham.
No. Girl Scout cookies for the win.
Yeah.
Get that thick mint? No, thin is better. You guys don't understand. It's like pizza. Okay, hold up, chat. Do you guys like deep dish pizza? Because I actually don't. I wouldn't say it's nasty though. Some people go too overboard saying like it's shit. I wouldn't say it's shit. It's still good for what it is. But I just don't prefer. I don't like deep dish.
Dude, Mel's fat fish energy is like insane right
Even though she's not. Yeah, she's her energy though. I love them. You love deep dish, I can't talk. Deep dish pizza. No, I like the thin ones though. I like thin pizza. Thin crust? Whatever it's called. I like the thin types. Deep dish isn't my favorite, but I like it. That's how I feel too. It's like, and I feel like, okay, I'm sorry for those of you guys who live in Chicago, but I'm gonna say this, and you can jump me all you want, but I think Chicago's deep dish pizza is super overrated. Revy, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 55 months. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. To be honest, I just like pizza. I like thick crust more. it's not about the crust that I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the whole pizza. Like I prefer it when it's like thin, but I think I like New York pizza way over. Yeah, New York pizza for the win. I'm sorry to y'all Chicago people, but you know. Drummer, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 10 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for the resub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. As long as there's no pineapple, any pizza is good. That's true. Alright, let me turn on my camera. Full camera mode activated. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. What's the Chicago pizza? It's... How do you explain it? It's like deep dish. It looks like it feels like a pie, but like a very sloppy one. Boxup, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 12-month gift subscription courtesy of One Atmosphere has entered 7 months. What does that mean? Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that, Boxup. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. This is the dress that Ami got me in Japan. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this during my birthday treat. New York and tavern style tend to be my favorite. I don't know what a tavern style pizza is. You should link the Jon Stewart rant on Chicago pizza. No, I'm good. I don't want to hear anybody rant about food because it makes me mad. I'm here sitting ranting about food, but when I hear other people ranting, for some reason it just pisses me off. Thank you, drummer. I'm still getting thrown off by the different background. You think you're thrown off? So am I, as a streamer. It feels really weird and different. I live in New York, so New York style pizza is just all pizza. I mean, I had the Chicago pizza once and it's too much. I was full after one slice. Yeah, it's just... I wish I had like an intelligent way of comparing or describing deep dish pizza. Because I know I said this before, but my first experience with deep dish pizza is actually in Japan, in Tokyo. And theirs are really good. I forget what, it's called Devil's Craft or something. It's a deep dish pizza place that's famous for all sorts of beer. Not like Japanese beer, but I think it's more like a European beer. They serve a lot of different types of beer. So if you're a beer person, you would definitely like that place. I don't drink beer, so it's like, you know, I didn't care about the beer part. But, that that deep dish pizza was way better than the Chicago deep dish pizza I had when I went to Chicago for Combo Breaker. It was like, I don't even know what was going on in the deep dish pizza. Like, it's just a puddle of tomato sauce and cheese and maybe a few pepperoni bits inside. And I'm just like, it felt like drinking. It felt more like drinking than eating. Felt like I was drinking tomato soup with cheese in it. Tavern style is thin crust, usually cut in squares. Oh, okay. I think I prefer those, honestly. The fit is fire. Thank you, the sorrow. I watched your VOD last night. I was passed out by the time you went live for me on the East Coast. Now I get it. We did a very late stream last night. Yeah. The one I had was like 3 pounds of pepperoni under a soup of sauce. Yeah, it's like... Again, it's not bad. But it's not... It's definitely overrated. It's not that great. I'm sorry if you are from Chicago and if you pride yourself on that. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like every Chicago delicacy has been a miss with me. Because I also had Malort, that alcohol, back when I went to Combo Breaker. That shit is the nastiest alcohol I've ever had in my life. I was like, this shit is so nasty. Oh, excuse me. But it's funny because we went to a bar when we went to Chicago, and one of our friends asked for a Malort at the bar, and even the locals were like, why the fuck are you going to drink a Malort? Like, why did you just, what? Even the locals did not support that, so I was like, well, you know. I hear kitty. Yes, the kitty is the kitty got kicked out of her mom's room because her mom is remote working, and she got kicked out. But now she's crying. She's acting like nobody fed her today. I fed her like twice. One was an actual meal, and I also gave her a snack. So, every time she eats like she's been starving forever. Like she's never been fed before in her life type of stuff. She's such a small cat, but she has a fat cat energy. How was your birthday? My birthday was great. Oh, I think I briefly talked about it during yesterday's stream, but we went to have high tea at a really fancy hotel. Really expensive too, but it was worth it. Went to high tea, and then after that, we went to pottery painting. We didn't make a pottery, but we painted on a pottery that was already done. So that was fun. We did group activity, and then after that, we went to a expensive Japanese restaurant, which was awesome as well. So I had a very um, productive birthday. You know it's productive because I changed my outfit 3 times that day. I changed my outfit 3 times because for high tea, like we all wanted to look very like gothic slash, fancy. So we wore our fanciest thing in our wardrobe. And after that was the painting class. So we weren't going to paint in our nice clothes, so we had to change to something casual. And then after that, we changed into something semi-casual or semi-formal for the fancy Japanese dinner. So that was kind of interesting. Her red collar is cute. Where did she got it? I don't know. She's not my cat. I'm gonna have to ask the mom. I don't know. She's not my cat, so I don't really know where they got her stuff from. How you doing, UX? How's life treating you? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for the happy birthday. The cake looked awesome. It was awesome. It was. How you doing, Brandon Max? Thank you, thank you. And Adam Novice, thank you. I appreciate that. How does it feel to be 329 years old? Just like 10 years ago. Just like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Not much of a change. you know. I may have... I don't know. I was trying to think, like... Because, like, sometimes, like... When you're scrolling through your phone images, you would find, like, pictures from, like, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, right? And I try to compare, like, what, if anything, physically changed. And I think for me, I definitely lost a fuck ton of weight. That has nothing to do with my aging, but it's like, I definitely am thinner now compared to like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Other from that, like, not to toot my own horn, but I've been putting a lot of work in my skincare, so it's like I don't really see like a drastic change there, but and I was kind of hoping, I don't know why I said hoping, but to get gray hairs at some point, and like I take care of my hair a lot. Like, I really take close care, so it's like I would know if I had gray hair. Like, I can find it immediately, especially since my hair is all dark, so, but I haven't found one yet, but maybe one of these days. I told myself if I ever get too, like, obviously, if I'm, like, in my 60s or something, or in this case, let's say 360, like, and if my gray hair gets out of control, in the very far future, I want to bleach all of my hair. I want to make it, like, super, like, silver, like, platinum, kind of, like, silver color. Just, like, everything. And then I would just rock that, How you doing, MYXY? How's life treating you? Don't bleach, destroy your hair? I already bleached, destroy my hair. What are you talking about? This blue part you see? You think this just happens without bleaching? Absolutely not. I bleach the fuck out of my hair. But the thing is, like, when you're old, I feel like I don't think I've ever met, like, a really old person with, like, silky smooth hair. Because as you age, I think everything starts to get brittle, right? Your hair also starts to get brittle. So like it doesn't hold the shine that it used to anyway. So it's like, man, if I'm 360, at that point I only have like a few more years to live. You know, might as well do fun things, even if I know it's gonna hurt my hair. Lucido, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 40 months. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Lucido? Thank you for the happy birthday, too. You have natural blue hair, obviously. Man, I wish. I'm rocking my gray that is coming in. Gray hair is kind of weird because it's like, I have a lot of friends who have like gray hair ever since they were young. Like, you know, not fully gray, but obviously, you know, parts of their hair is like gray or white ever since they were like a teenager. I don't know what kind of like, I don't know if that's genetics or if, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I don't know. I think they look pretty cool with it, but I feel like if you have like minimal gray hair, but it's still noticeable, it kind of just makes you it makes you look like a tired person in general. You know what I mean? Like it kind of starts to make you look dull, you know, tired, a little bit of raggedy, you know. Had nothing to do, so slept all day. How old are you now? 329. The keratin wears out? Exactly, yeah. How you doing, Luska Doidado? 日本語本当に話せますよ。The question is, can you 日本語話せる？日本語全然喋りますよ。Premature gray does run in families? I see. Like have gray in my goatee and sides of my head? Yeah. I don't know, it's like... Because sometimes I would see people who are younger than me, and they have like bits and pieces of like gray hair, and like sometimes they look a little tired, even though they're probably not. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. I can't Nihongo hanashimasu very well. ペラペラ。喋れますよ。喋る機会がないだけで。そう。喋る機会どんどん作りたいんですけどね。なんか私の友達で配信者の方が私と同じバイリンガルでハーフなんですけど、両方こうなんていうの、無駄なく話すんですよね。英語で何か言った後にすぐさま日本語で話すみたいな。私もそれができればいいんですけど、日本語を話すの忘れちゃうんです。I would take going gray early versus losing your hair. See, that's what I'm scared of, you know? Like, obviously women have higher chances of like having like, well, women lose hair too, but it's really rare that women go bald or like, you know, we lose so much hair to the point where it's like really thinning out. But it could still happen, so it's like, yeah, I hope I don't bald. Unfortunately for my brother, he has the balding gene. I should be laughing, but my brother definitely got his genetics from my Japanese grandparents' side, and he will be balding. He has been balding since it's kind of my brother's fault, because like my brother when he was like from 15 years old to I think at least 17 or 18, he was obsessed with slick back hairstyle. Like he would pull all his hair in the back and he would like, you know, harden it with gel. So kind of like a Wesker hairstyle, right? Except he's Asian as fuck. But he was doing that a little too much. And like his forehead, I think my brother is the type to recede from his forehead. Not from like the center or anything, but like it's the forehead recession, like the Vegeta style too. Because not only does my Japanese grandpa has the balding genetics, but my dad, I don't know what my dad looks like now, but my dad by default already had a big forehead. And I think my brother got that big forehead gene from my dad, so it doesn't really help. Your brother only had 7 minutes? Yeah. So, I think as much as I am glad it wasn't me, my brother had it the worst with genetics. He had the horrible acne skin, You know, like every inch of his face was covered with acne. And then now he had like the balding genetics and like what else? Yeah, my brother had all the bad skin hair type from our family, which I'm glad I don't have any of that. I'm not gonna lie. I shan't lie. I am glad I didn't take that part. But yeah, so other from that, I don't know. Getting older every year doesn't feel much now, thankfully. I'll let you guys know when I start feeling like back pains and stuff like that. Thankfully, I don't have back pains. I do have shoulder pains though because my posture is like dog shit, you know? Because like when I'm sitting, I'm just like my head just like goes in the front, you know? Oh my god, the Ghetto, thank you so much for the $25 donation. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? I appreciate that. Thank you. I will be using that $25 for a nice cup of coffee. 2 coffees, actually. Thank you so much. How are you doing? My grandpa is 73 this year, and he has a few white hairs. Like, literally, he had black hair till his 60s. My mom, too. She's 49, and she went to the hair saloon. The hair saloon. A few days ago to cover the 3 white hairs she has. Man, it does seem like a pain in the ass, because like my mom, she's definitely getting the gray hair type. I think she started getting white hair in her 40s, I think, and she had a bad habit of like plucking them out. And I get it if it's like 2 or 3 white hair, right? But like she's been having a lot. She would pluck them out. I was like, I don't think that's a good way to. You're gonna start getting bald spots at that point. How you doing, Cook for Souls? How's life treating you? To be fair, you're a gamer. If you had good posture, I would question your gaming card. Yeah. Well, I don't want gaming posture, though. I try to stretch. Well, I haven't been stretching during this vacation, but I try to stretch at home, like when I wake up. Whenever I'm awake from my slumber. You can buy Dino Crisis with that $25, or Kiraz, I can use that $25 for something that is actually worth it, unlike Dino Crisis. Have you ever thought about that? How are you doing, Uni? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Is it salon? You always thought it was saloon? No, it's a salon, not saloon. Oh, it's not my birthday today. My birthday was 2 days ago, but this is my birthday stream, so. But thank you. Thank you for saying that. Arigato. Another copy of RE0? Fuck no. Fuck no. Dino Crisis 2? I've never played 2. I don't even know what 2 looks like. I don't even know what 2 looks like. How you doing, Big Tone? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? How is life treating you? Beard also makes you look old as fuck. I shaved my 2-week beard and went back to... You know what's funny is, like, sometimes you can never tell. Like, I feel like there are people out there who look better with a beard versus when they shave it. And then some people it's vice versa, right? Like, they look better when they shave it. So it's like, I'm glad I'm not a guy who has to worry about that. You know, like, do I look better with facial hair, or will I be fucked up, or would I look chopped if I actually shaved everything off? You know, just because it's like looking younger doesn't equal looking attractive, right? So, oh. How you doing, Psycho Nerd? Watching Spider-Man. I'll be back later. Have fun. 2 is great. I don't know. It's very hot here. It's very hot here too. It's very hot here too. I think you guys can hear the fan. I have the fan on. Yesterday, me and Nami were streaming without the fan. I was like, why am I sweating? Oh, because we don't have a fan. Some men look better the more their face is covered. How are you doing, sweet fish? Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I feel like because I lived in Japan for over a decade, I'm not used to, this might sound weird, but like, I'm not used to being around somebody with facial hair. Because you guys know, like, Asians suck at having, like, facial hair. Even if they wanted one, like, sometimes, like, most times, they grow out patchy, like, facial hair, so it doesn't look good at all by default, so they just don't even try. But also, Japan is a little bit weird. In a lot of companies, like, let's say you're working for, like, a rather decently known company, a lot of places would tell you to shave your facial hair. Like, if you have facial hair, they will tell you to shave that. Because it's considered unsanitary. It looks dirty, unprofessional. I forget what else, but like it's usually those reasons. Like, you know, presentation. Japanese people really are a stickler when it comes to presentations. It's like, you know, if you look remotely, you know, quote unquote unclean, like, they will point that out. So that's why I don't have any Japanese friends who have facial hair. My stepdad is like 42-ish and he never shaved his beard since high school. And one time he shaved it and he looked like a totally different person. You know what I love? I love watching those TikTok videos where, like, dads shave their facial hair for the first time and they show that to their kid. And their kids are usually, like, either a baby or, like, 3 years old max. And a lot of them either freak out or cry. Because they're like, wait, you sound like my fucking dad, but you don't look like one. The kids cry like they just came across a fucking mimic. It's really funny. I love seeing those videos. How you doing, Unprofessional Luis and Sodium Lord? How's life treating you? And Zero, how's life treating you guys? And Sekai-san, how's life treating you? Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthdays. Did you see Hideo Kojima had a cameo in a movie? I did. He looks very different, yeah, without the facial hair. Damn, I missed the sweaty ABG strip. Fuck off. I don't like beards, you mean? It makes me feel itchy and dirty. I don't let it grow at all. Everybody has preference, right? You know? Some people want to grow it, some people don't. It's like when you smell different to your pets, they freak out and think you're someone else, yeah. Beards are men's form of makeup. I guess. Yeah, you're right. I see it more like beards. A man's beard is equivalent to my bangs, you know, because my this part of my hair is like a part of my face. It's no longer a part of my hair. This part is a part of my face, and it's very crucial. I'm Latino and I live here since I was children. Sometimes I feel bad having my facial hair on. People look with different eyes. In Latin America? Isn't, like, having facial hair pretty normal down there? Why would anybody look different at you? 俺の英語はちょっと悪い。すまん。すまん。すみません。すみません。I saw those TikToks. The wives are either super into it or they tell the husband to get out. Show us what's behind the hair. I used to have, like, I think I said this before, but when I was in high school, like in fucking Kentucky, so you can probably guess how horrible the demographic of people were in Kentucky. But when I lived in Kentucky, I had these bangs ever since I was like 16 or 15, right? And I don't know how boring of a fashion life these girls had, but like there was a girl in my class who was like, Selena, flip your bangs over. Because for some reason she thought my forehead starts from here. Because this is where my bang starts from, right? So she thought my forehead was so big that it started from here. So when I actually moved my bangs, she looked like she was half bummed out that I had a very normal forehead. Like she visibly looked disappointed. I was like, bitch, are you stupid? Do you like Like, how does anybody think that's how hair works? Because, like, if you look at a guy's hair, let's say you just see, like, I don't know, let's say there's a guy in your class that has the same hair length as Tom Holland, right? And a lot of guys' hair literally starts from here. Like, the bangs all come down here and stuff like that, you know? It starts from here. I never see anybody saying that to a guy, though. Like, move your bangs, dude. Like, let me see that big fucking 7-ass head. Like, do people not know how hairstyles work? ボスに対する振る舞いは注意しないとならない。そう。そう、ダメですよ。日本語、初対面の人に日本語で話す場合は、すまんじゃなくてすみません。私、ネットだろうが、どこだろうが、赤の他人に、タメ口で話す人無理なんですよね。だから私もなるべく敬語使おうとはしてるんですけど、たまにね、ちょっとテンション高くなって、タメ口になっちゃう時あるんですけど。Having a beard in Latin America is fine. The thing is, when you have long hair at the school and office jobs, I had a few problems with HR once because that is, like, see, I'm not too surprised with that because that would happen in Japan too. Like, if you're a man and you have, like, long hair, HR will pull you to the side and say, look, bro, you need to shave. Unless you're in the game industry. I will give you that. Unless you're in the game industry. I worked in the game industry, and the game industry, the most lax place. Everybody has, like, colored hair like I do. Some people have tattoos. A lot of guys grow beard that's super fucking long. Grow their hair out. Fashion-wise, you can also pretty much wear anything. Obviously, you know, you can't be too unprofessional. Wear, like, super short skirts or, like, your cleavage is in, like, full display and shit like that. But the video game industry is the most I don't give a fuck type of industry in a good way. How you doing, certified nose hair braider? I like your name. How are you doing? How's life treating you? And the Dream C. Who else came in? Lars Gizmo. How are you guys doing? 真面目ですね, but you are right. You damn right I'm right. I'm Brazilian too. Recognize the Adoy Dado in your username also because Japan had a lot of Brazilians. I have no idea what that means. I keep my forehead always shown. I don't like hair laying on top. So that's the thing, like, when you do get your fringe for the first time, it does feel weird because you constantly have hair up here, and it does bother me sometimes. I mean, I'm used to it by now, but it bothers me when I have to fix it after, like, a really strong wind blew it away. How you doing, Katsu Don-san? How's life treating you? What's one horror game you're looking forward to? I got two. Resident Evil Code Veronica and Silent Hill Townfall. Which Townfall is coming out next month, so. My guess is that men with long and facial hair is due to industrialization plus war. Hair gets caught in machinery. Well, I mean, that's not the case in other companies, though. You know, obviously, if you're doing, like, a blue-collar job, like, you're not allowed to have long-ass hair, yeah. But, like, you know, even in, like, corpo work job, you know? Like, the higher you are in status, though, in the company, the more freedom you have, which is pretty fucking accurate. So that's why, like, if you go to, like, a Japanese company and you see a guy with facial hair, and he's wearing, like, a pretty fancy suit, you can probably tell he's probably in a pretty good position at his workplace. That for having such freedom. I can see why beards get important for guys later in life. Helps hide stuff like short chin. I mean, you're not wrong, but alright, have a good night, Zero. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. I mean, like, historically and that just carried over, I guess, but like I said, the reason is different now. At least in Japan. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Japan it's more about sanitary. Like, do you look clean? You know? And just, you know, hair in general is not considered, you know. I feel like, yeah, hair in general is considered, like, nasty. I don't know if you guys saw it, but, like, on Twitter, there was a Japanese Twitter post saying that they took a survey. Now I don't know how they took this survey, so don't ask me how. But they took a survey in Japan asking how do you feel about leg hair? Because I think they were trying to make it like I think they were trying to normalize allowing men to wear jorts for work because it was that hot in Japan. Like every fucking summer it's so hot to the point where the country starts talking about maybe we should let certain, maybe we should change our policy a bit and let men wear jorts to work, if it means to, like, stay cool and stuff like that. And funny enough, a lot of Japanese people, not only women, but men as well, were against that idea because they don't want to see nasty leg hair. Like, that was literally the reason. And you would think it would only be from women, but no, even the same sex, even men themselves are like, I don't want to see another dude's leg hair, so no, I don't want this policy. I thought that was... So Japan is very, I don't know, like I said, stubborn about things like body hair and stuff like that, yeah. They could shave or wax, but they won't do it. Some Japanese men do, actually. A lot of them do, actually. The Japanese version of looksmaxers, they absolutely shave everything, including their armpit hair. Because they want to look like a Greek statue, I haven't shaven my leg in 40 years. No, the thing I didn't like about this post in general was there were so many men. I'm gonna say men because I'm guessing they were men, but like so many men under this post reply were like how can people say that? It's like body hair is normal, it's a natural thing. And it's like, you would never say that if this was the other way around. Like, these same people will say women having leg hair is nasty. Women having armpit hair is nasty. It's like, you can have a preference, but can we at least be consistent and not hypocritical about this? It's like, you're totally fine with not wanting body hair on your, like, potential partner. But, like, can we put both sides to the same standards then? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And there were literally men in the replies being like, well, men and women are different. Like, women aren't supposed to have leg hair and shit like that. It's just normal for women to not have leg hair. And I'm just like, are we dead ass right now? Are we dead ass saying we were supposed to be born without, leg hair? Looks maxing... Is the looks maxing goal in Japan? No, I don't know about that. They probably balk about ladies with armpit hair. And again, so, like, if you don't want armpit hair on your potential girlfriend, that's valid. Again, that's, that's your own, taste, your own preference, but it's like, the hypocrisy. How you doing, I can't talk today. CFE Viper. Makes no sense because lots of girls love men with with hair. Lots of women think men with shaved legs is not manly at all. Well, maybe in your culture. In Japanese culture, I can only speak from my Japanese culture standpoint. There's not a lot of women who like hairy man. I'm just going to be straight with you. Japanese women, in general, do not like hairy men. That's just how it is. That's the beauty standard in probably like in East Asia in general, but it is a thing in Japan. You are not attractive for the most part if you're hairy. I'm not even joking. So, and obviously that's not everybody. There certainly are Japanese girls who would like a hairy guy, but that is definitely not the majority. Definitely not the majority. To be honest, I also shave my armpits 3 times a year. It gets gross and you don't sweat as much. Yeah. See, I honestly don't care either way. Like, I don't care if my partner shaves. Like, if he's the type to shave his legs, his armpits, like, go for it. Like, I don't care. Like, literally, I'm like, that doesn't change anything for me. But, I mean, some people, you know, some people have armpit fetish, who knows? And they like it when it's bushy, so, you know? How you doing, Sokuro? How's life treating you? Respectfully, I'm only okay with one set of body hair on a girl, especially if I like them. Well, the thing is, that's okay. That's okay. The only time it doesn't become okay is when you find a girl weird for wanting the same on a guy. You know? Like, if she does, what if, you know, if a girl doesn't prefer a guy with armpit hair, she's allowed to say that. Because men get to say that about women, so it's like, why not both ways, right? So, ずっと愛知県育ちなんですけど、ブラジル人にはヒゲを褒められるのに日本人の感覚もあって、ヒゲを生やして外に出るのが微妙に恥ずかしいんです。文化の。気にしなきゃいいと思いますよ。うん。他人にどう思われようが、好きで生やしてるんだったら好きで生やしゃいいし、好きで切りたきゃ好きで切ればいいんですよ。もうそれでいいの。もうね、人がどう思ってるとかね、そんなの考えなくていいですもん。そんなことやってたらね、寿命いくらあっても足りないです。Is it true that McDonald's is so much better in Japan? I mean, I'd say so. Yeah. I had McDonald's in the U.S. for the first time in years, like recently, and it was still edible. It was still good, but it definitely didn't feel as fresh as the ones you get in Japan. Only thing I hate about shaving is when the hair grows back and it's so prickly, so you have to keep shaving forever. Yeah, or you can, I don't know, brute force your way through it and let it grow out. I'd shave and trim anyways. It's all about taking care of oneself. Yeah. I can't shave my facial hair at this point. I'm trying to hide the weak points of my face shape with my small beard. I mean, and if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. How you doing, Paper Yasura? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the happy birthday. Arigato. Thank you so much. I don't shave my armpit hair, but at the same time, I don't try to show off my armpits much. Yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is, you know, as long as you're not hypocritical, you know. As long as you're okay with women not shaving and making a huge fucking deal out of it, you know? It's like, if you're not gonna shave, women don't gotta shave either, you know? So, but anyway. Speaking of shaving, I recently once again came across a TikTok video of a man shaving his eyelashes off. So I think this was like a Middle Eastern thing. Like, you know how Middle Eastern men in general, they have like really long lashes, which everybody is jealous of, by the way. Everybody wants those lashes. But they were specifically doing this procedure of using like a, a electric razor to shave the eyelashes so that they can look more masculine. Because, like, the long lashes make them look too feminine, so they didn't want that, so they just, like, that is, like, the most heart-wrenching fucking shaving video anybody can come across. It made me so upset. Like, so many girls would kill to get those lashes, and they were just, like, shaving it off. I brute forced it. One time a girlfriend just wanted to see what I'd look like without leg hair and shave my legs. She jokingly made me a mistake and to undo it. Damn. Yeah, shaving eyelashes. Thank you for not growing out your beard, Selena. You're welcome. You're welcome. I need more tribute. Thank you. Can you imagine a beard but styled like her hair? Hey, if I were a man, I would grow like a long fucking beard and like bleach it and like color it blue. Guys tend to have longer lashes. I don't think it was about the man, though. I'm not talking about, like, men or women. I feel like Middle Eastern men and women have long lashes. It was just the fact that the men wanted shaved because it made them look too feminine, and they didn't want that. They wanted to look as alpha male as possible. I did that when I was a kid because I'm bored and I use scissors. Kiraz, I knew you were that type of person, like, that I cannot, you're the type of person I can't, you know, leave alone in, like, a room with a bunch of fucking tools. You're that type of person. I knew it from the get-go. How you doing, Minnesota? Guys, how can you not shave your armpits? I feel uncomfortable when I don't shave them for more than a week. I don't know. Yeah, men, why? Men, answer. 脇とかデリケートなあたりを出来心でずっと処理してるから逆に銭湯行くとき恥ずかしいです。気にする人いますかね？なんか、そっちの方がおかしくないですか？なんかその、銭湯行って、全員裸で、自分の脇をずっと見てくる人。そっちの方が怖いと思いますよ。そっちの方が逆に恥ずかしいことしてますからね。いちいち他人の脇の毛の処理したかどうかなんて見てない。見てる方がおかしい。But with like black and blue tones would be dope. True. I have long lashes from my father's side, interestingly enough. Me too, though. I know I said this before, but like my dad is the typical, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, white guy. And he has like my dad's eyelashes are like a fucking camel's eyelashes. It's crazy. Like you can't really tell because it's all blonde, but when you look close up, it literally is like fucking camel eyelashes. And thankfully, I did get long lashes from my father's side because Asian eyelashes are always short. So I'm very grateful for that. The ultimate, like, one of the ultimate praises that I get is, recently I had a friend ask me this, but a friend looked at my eye and he was like, are your bottom lashes real? And it's like, you know your lashes are serving if people are talking about your bottom lashes. Because bottom lashes do tend to be shorter than the top one. But I do have long bottom lashes too. I was like, that is the ultimate praise that I get here and now. How you doing, Bujanga-sana? How's life treating you? Hopefully good, if not better. How are you doing? I tried cutting my armpit hair, but it just makes my armpit irritated. Yeah, like, obviously, like, the armpit is like, what is it? Like a very delicate zone in your body. Plus you rub it against each other a lot, right? Just by living your day. So it's like, if you do shave it, you definitely want to use like a aftershave, like cream and stuff like that to make sure, you know, it's lubed out. Okay, my bad. Not lubed out, but you know, like, moisted. Moist it out so no friction will happen when you know, move too much of your arm. My mom saw it and got shamed. Wait, shamed for what? Oh, the fact that you cut your eyelashes? Man. These nuts, that's why? I don't get it. Once I cut bangs in my hair and they looked horrible, I regret not doing research about how bangs behave with... Yeah, see, so that was me though. When I first cut my bangs, I was literally like 14 years old, and my dumbass, like, my hair, once again, for those of you guys who are new, my hair is not naturally straight like this. I use a lot of product to make it look straight, and I use, like, hair iron, right, to flatten it out. I have naturally wavy hair, and my dumbass was watching too much anime when I was a kid. And I wanted those anime fringes. I wanted the bangs that these anime girls had. And, you know, little did my dumbass know, it doesn't work out too well with the wavy hair because it just goes all over the place. And, you know, that's what happened. So, because I didn't have a hair straightener at the time. My mom wouldn't buy me one because it was too dangerous. I got my first hair straightener when I was like 15. And that's when I was able to finally start, you know, have a decent looking bangs. I am doing fine. It has been a good day so far. I've just been going through messages. Good to hear though. Good to hear you're doing good. I have no idea how to say atopy English. Atopy. You gotta know what I don't know what atopy is in English either. Your hair's not naturally straight, move, woman. Immersion broke broken. Sorry. I'm eating Girl Scout cookie. Give me a second. My mouth is dry. There we go. But wavy, like straight with waves, or like curly, not curly, wavy. And my hair is not even like the pretty wavy hairs, you know? Like there are a lot of like nice hairstyles with like wavy hair that I see on other people, but my waves are like so all over the place. Like it's not the sexy wavy type, like, you know what I mean? So no matter how I styled it, it just wasn't for me. And also it doesn't, I feel like I don't suit wavy hair, just in general, my face and everything. But yeah, I didn't like wavy hair. I still don't. I love when my hair is like stick straight, like comically straight. Having it naturally wavy is a nightmare to maintain. Yeah, exactly, because it's also naturally dry and thin, easily tangled, easily frizzified. Frizzed, easily frizzed. Yeah. So that's why I hate wavy hair. I think I also got that from my dad, but my mom also doesn't really have straight hair either, so it's like I was doomed to have wavy hair. It's also limited by the types of hairstyle that look good. Yeah, exactly. We should all wear Selena wigs when the Selena Con eventually happens. I better see that. I better see that. That would be... I'm not gonna lie. I just imagine like a seat filled with a bunch of people with the same hairstyle. That gives me like a trippy nightmare type of vibe. I don't know if you guys ever seen Paprika, but that's the type of disturbingness I feel seeing a bunch of my own hairstyle in the fucking audience seat. Yeah.
If she's annoying. So.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so. How you doing, by the way, Super Ninja Siete? I don't know if I say your name right. Thank you, Mafaka. I appreciate that. How are you doing? How's life treating you? But yeah, so. Anyway, chat. I'm gonna go grab some more coffee, and we're gonna start doing the choose the best horror game protagonist tournament, and thus peeling our faces in solidarity according to your skin. Exactly. 7 comes after 6. No, it doesn't. Not in this house. 6.5 comes after 6. Like when people go to Pitbull concerts with fake bald caps and glasses. Wait, do people actually do that? That's funny as hell. That's insane. Fucking bald caps and glasses. You know what? I don't know why I didn't see that coming. I can totally see cosplayers, quote-unquote cosplayers doing that. Find the video of it, Pitbull gathering. No, I'm good. I'm good. I believe you guys. I don't have to see that shit. I'm good. You guys can Google that on your own and watch it, but I'm good. It's the Pitbull con. Yeah. But anyway, I hope all the people who contributed to the best horror game protagonist. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Whoever contributed to that, I hope you guys are here, because some protagonists, like a lot of the protagonists you guys submitted are from games I've never played before. So I would look at them and I was like, who is this again? So it's like, I need you guys to help me out, because the name won't be displayed. There's only going to be a picture of them, so I need you guys to help me out here. So, Arturo Techno, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? But give me a second, chat. I'm going to go grab some coffee. Hold up. I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee, and hold up, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to run a Twitch ad. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, you will be seeing a long Twitch ad. If you don't want that, and if you are feeling extra generous on my birthday month this month, please consider subscribing or gifting subs to the chat. But if you can't do that, don't worry, you're not missing anything, because I'm gonna be on a coffee break anyway. Thank you for the bless you. I'll be right back. Ciao. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Let me see. How am I gonna do this? Hold up. Let me pull up the tournament thing. Let's see. Can't even pull it up. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Give me a second. I need to fix this. Presentation mode. Okay. Looks good. Okay, give me a second. I'm struggling. There you go. How you doing, Car? How's life treating you? Hopefully good, if not better. Alright, are we ready for choosing which horror game protagonist is the best? Let's see. Did you post the link in chat? You cannot do that. You cannot. But you're not in trouble, don't worry. Thank you, FlameEXE. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me share screen. Okay. It's pretty big. Let me fix it. And so share screen. I'm gonna make this a little smaller. I don't know why this shit's so big though. What? Maybe. Well, if you do that, you can't really see. Okay. I feel like this is too small though. I feel like, yeah, my camera is. My own camera is hiding the contestants here. How about that? Let me see if that looks better. Melty the cat is crying. Why are you... What's wrong? Okay. Left side Regina. That's pretty fast. Doing okay, Selena? Hope you're better. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I don't have a clue who the lady with the red hair is. You don't know Regina? You don't know Regina. Also, maybe... Is there any background music here? Hold up. Oh, I don't even have a background music. It's pretty quiet then. Oh well. Regina or Billy? This is Regina from Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis. Regina is much better than Billy. How so? How so? You can't just say something without, you know, backing it up. You know what I mean? Because I only played what? I played Dino Crisis like for 2 or 3 hours. The first game. I don't know. Do you think it's Regina, or are you guys just saying Regina because she's a hot woman? Which that in that case, I'm not going. I can't really blame you for that. This should be breathing horror Protag versus Billy. Maybe Billy beats Steve. I don't know. A lot of you guys are saying. A lot of you guys sound half and half. Which one do you think will win? We have to choose somebody. My vote is for hot ladies. You know what? I respect that. But like, which one stands out? Which one has a more strong presence in the game? Like, just in general, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm a bit biased because, you know, I know Billy more than I know Regina. So, my vote is for a character who didn't walk out on us after one game. Kiraz, you sound like a fucking angry housewife. Oh my god. How are you doing, Kesmo? I'm not reading that, but thank you. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Billy stands out for a strong presence, a strong stank-ass presence. Regina stands out, has a strong presence. Alright. Well, in that case, I think it might be easier if I made a poll. Which I've never made a poll in, well, I think I have. I just don't... How do you make polls in chat? Does anybody know? How do you make polls in chat? Let me see. I don't see it. Maybe not here. I don't know. Regina stands out, has a strong I already read that. Regina literally stays calm and adapts, unlike other Protags who I mean, that could be applied to Billy too. Billy wasn't shook. He was pretty fucking chill. You know? That same logic kind of applies to this man. I mean, I will give you a link But no, no links, please. There's got to be a way without doing that. Yeah, I don't know how to make a poll. Billy's only value is for me to objectify him. Malco, I'm disappointed, but at least you were honest. I'm not happy, but, you know, at least you were honest. I don't know. We gonna have sub-wars over the characters? I don't know. How many people said Regina so far in chat? 1, 2, 3, 4. More Regina than Billy? Alright, whatever. If you say so. If you say so. Alright. We're going to go with Regina. Next. I'm sorry. I know I chose this picture on purpose, but it's just funny when he's right next to this fucker right here. Super chill. Ethan Winters. Ethan Winters versus who the hell is this again? This guy's either from is he from Callisto Protocol? Because I did play Callisto Protocol like for 4 hours, but I don't remember what the protagonist looks like. Apparently just /poll should work. But what do I type though? You know what I mean? After that. Welcome back, Misahiro. That is Ethan Winters, okay? He's just the big chillin' right here. I mean, we could definitely go for Ethan, right? I don't think it's even up for debate. Like, which one's a better protagonist? Like, let's be fucking real. This dude has 2 games of himself. I don't know about this guy, but... Oh, he only has 1. You're only in Callisto Protocol. This man is in 2 games. Ethan Winters... Yeah, this Ethan Winters is dead. This man is actually the first Resident Evil character... Well, I don't know if... Yeah, first. First Resident Evil protagonist who was dead the whole time. So... I'm just saying. I didn't realize Johnny Cage was a protag of a horror game, but if I pretend this is Ethan... This is Ethan Winters. Alright, let's go with Ethan then. Alright, next. This is the lady from Alien Isolation, right? I forgot her name. She's from Alien Isolation, if I remember correctly. And this is, I always forget her name. Not Miku. That's her daughter. I forget her name. But this is the girl from the first Fatal Frame game. Isaac Clarke is the best one. That's not Isaac Clarke, though. Amanda Ripley. That. Amanda Ripley. Versus... This one's hard because, like, at this point... You guys don't let the games overshadow this. Or, overshadow the true intention of this tournament. The main intention of this tournament isn't which game is better. It's which one is a better horror game protagonist. So you have to keep that, you have to take that into account. And the reason why I emphasize this now is because I know a lot of people are going to like the Fatal Frame girl, just because Fatal Frame is more of a stronger horror game, I think. But you got to think to yourself, is she a good horror game protagonist? By your definition. I vote girl from first Fatal Frame. But Fatal Frame peaked at 2, so I may have to go Ripley here. See, I don't even remember, so like, when I played I can't talk. When I played Alien Isolation, like, there was not much going on in the game to the point where, like I didn't even understand my character's personality. Like, I didn't know who I was. It felt like I was playing a Zelda game, where, you know, I self-insert myself in the game, and I don't really care about the actual character. So that's why I have, like, 0 impression of this woman. Even though I did technically play a little bit of Alien Isolation. I don't... This woman has 0 impact on me. I had to look up Fatal Frame Girl. I know who Amanda Ripley was off that. Like, cause like, what kind of woman is she even? I don't even know what her personality is. I know her, but which even without the bias, well, yeah, even without the bias, I would probably like think it would be her. Just because she's a teenager, I think she was she was a minor for sure. She was a teenager in a Japanese horror game. You know how scary that is? And like she doesn't really show, I mean she does show fear, I guess, throughout her journey. But not as much as fear you would think a teenage girl would have. So I just want to say she's kind of a Chad for that. You know? Because if I were in the same situation of her, I would be screaming and yelling and just doing all sorts of things. Where she kind of brute forced herself through. Amanda is a survivor. That's it? That's all you can say about her? Based off of isolation, pretty tough. She had to survive an alien on top of other mishaps and obstacles. Okay, well, I will have to give credit where it's due. Like, if she's chatted like that, too. Selena is biased because she's Japanese. I'm just saying, man, like, I put myself in their shoes, and I'm like, a part of me feels like I can, like, okay, I might be, over exaggerating my potential, but I feel like I can survive an alien situation more than a fucked up rural Japan ghost situation. Like, if I had to go up against a ghost, I think I'm cooked. Is what I'm trying to say. I think I would be really cooked. There's nothing, I like, especially, I'm more of a brute force person, and you can't really brute force your way through ghosts, I feel like I'm cooked. Compared to the alien situation. The only Amanda rule is Ellen Ripley, daughter. Not sure if she has a kid. I have no idea who they are. I mean, Butch, special forces lady with badass kid versus aliens against a little girl with no training, no weapons. Versus ghosts and demons and crap. The alien was the fucking xenomorph? What? I don't think you would survive a xenomorph coming. I think I can. Compared to a ghost coming at me. I feel like we're comparing the two, by the way, okay? Like, I know in reality I will die in both situations, okay? I'm not that dumb. I know I'm gonna die in both situations. But in which situation would I survive longer? Is what I'm saying. I feel like I might slightly survive a few seconds longer in the alien situation rather than the ghost situation. There's a reason a handful of characters survive each film. Yeah, it's called writing a story that suits your fucking narrative. How are you doing, by the way, Genei-jin? Xenomorphs can snuff out hiding places, meaning no place is ever truly safe. And that's why I'm saying I know I'm going to die in both situations. You guys are ignoring that part. I literally admitted, yes, I will die in both situations, okay? But I think I will survive the xenomorph few seconds longer than a ghost, okay? Because a ghost can find you wherever, okay? Because it's not even about the physical form. They sense your astral energy or whatever that shit's called. They can see through walls, I bet, too. So it's like, they can easily find your ass. Probably faster than the xenomorph. Yeah, I think you survive longer against ghosts come at me. I don't know. I'd walk through a ghost. Only if it worked that way, right? Miss, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Thank you, thank you. Alright, so who are we going with, though? We have to decide. We have to decide. Who should we go with? Type in the name or the game in chat. Let's be real. Ghosts versus aliens. Who wins? Ghosts? Because, like, if we're going by the definition, if we're going by a publicly known belief, you can't even touch the ghost. For some reason, the ghost can touch you. Or, you know, more like, I guess, touch your energy and suck it out. Like, you can't really fight against a ghost unless you're a shaman or something. Ghost. I think majority on Miku. Thank you, Juju the Kid. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Amanda? Voting little Asian girl. Majority's on Miku. Ghost can't suck? Probably. Always remembers if there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? The police? Naturally speaking, the police should be the first place you call, you know? I get it, like, I see a lot of people when shit hits the fan, they would, like, call their boyfriend or call their parents. It's like, girl, call the police. First things first. But, alright, well, we'll go with Miku then. We'll go with her. Seems like more people liked her, so. Alright, Heather Mason versus, what was her name? God, I forgot her name. The girl from, Signalis, there you go. What was her name? I forgot her name. Ghosts can make you see shit that can make you lose your mind. Yeah. Time to make Selena watch Ghostbusters? No, I don't want to watch. Elster. That's her name. Heather. There's 3 Heathers in chat right now. 2 Elster. Jane Signalis. What the fuck? This is a critic. These are 2 tomboys. 2 tomboys against each other. Heather, she fight with God. That's so true, though. That's so true. Heather technically kills God. You're right. She's a God slayer. You're so right. I think it's Heather. Signalis, I don't know what this girl slayed, but she slayed something. But I know it's definitely not God. Heather might go. She's the bread connoisseur. She is. She is. Alright, Heather it is. This one was kind of easy. Alright. Next. Alright. We got Frank West versus Chris Redfield. I love these 2 gorillas being pit against each other. By the way, this is randomized, okay? I didn't even come up with these matches. This was randomized. We got 2 chuds going against each other. We got Frank West. We got Chris Redfield. Okay, we got 2 Frank West so far. This matchup is too early. Boot up. No, I'm not playing Marvel vs. Capcom. Fuck off. I have self-respect. Chris, okay. Is that pre or post boulder punching? This is during the boulder punching, not before or after. This is literally Resident Evil 5 Chris. Correction, Frank West in Ashley outfit? True. Chris, Frank. I'm taking the boulder punching asshole any day. I ain't saying that, Sokuro. No, just Chris in general. It doesn't matter what version. It doesn't matter what version. Because every version of himself is canon. So you gotta take everything into account. You have to take everything into account. Even the shitty Chris in RE Village. Fucking asshole. Boulder punching Chris jobs Frank all day. I guess it's safe to assume that whoever's on this list, it's basically their entire history. Exactly. It's them in the whole video game franchise history. You gotta take that all into account. Frank can kill you by spitting on you. True. But what makes you think Chris can't do that? He just never tried, you know what I mean? Yeah, Ethan, I shot your... Ethan. I can't tell you why we're doing this, but we're doing this, and you just gotta deal with it. You're going Chris? Frank defeat Doctor? Roxo? Well, it does seem like a lot of you guys said more Chris than Frank, so I think, unfortunately, as much as I want to say Frank, seems like more of you said Chris, so I think we gotta go with Chris, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Alright, it's Chris. Next. This guy's the guy from Dead Space versus James Sunderland. Both swole and not swole, by the way. Again, we have to take every single James Sunderland to account. Okay? Every single one of them. That includes the swole version of him. Okay? So, now we got the two goats here. Who are we voting for? One Isaac, one James. Two Isaac. Three Isaac. What the hell? You for real? Well, to be fair though, I will say this though. You guys are probably not wrong because, I don't know, it's like, I feel like James is a really good horror game protagonist in the sense of he is very flawed. So, like, if we're taking that into account, I feel like he is a good protagonist. But if we're focusing on which one's stronger or like which one's, you know, stuff like that, then it might be more of an Isaac, but you know. It really does heavily rely on what is your definition of a good horror game protagonist. I'm going to vote James for reasons I can't say since Selena has not played Dead Space. Oh, so you're choosing James because Dead Space lacks something. But as a protag, James is far more memorable in one game than Isaac is in 3. See, that's also a good point. That's also a good point. It's like, did these characters leave a mark in you? You know, like, how memorable were they? Because James is pretty damn memorable to me. So, but again, I'm a bit biased, of course, because I've never played Dead Space, so I don't know about this guy at all. The Dead Space guy. Isaac, there you go. Isaac is awesome and like a miner thrown in a crazy situation and comes out stronger. Isaac is the space Leon. Does he say corny shit too? All Jimmy did is kill his wife. You know what, Malco? You are very rude for saying that, but you're not wrong. All my mans did was kill his wife. He killed Eddie too, okay? Mind you. No, there are issues with Isaac that hurt him here, but discussing that as spoilers, oh, okay. Isaac is more capable to confront dangerous situations, but James works best in horror because there's a little bit more depth. I feel like James would also confront dangerous situations, and he has. This man literally jumps in the fucking hole where he can't even see the pit. Who the fuck does that? There's a hole. Do you want to jump? Yes. Okay. Like, my man's go out of his way for his wife that he killed, so, you know? Gotta give credit where it's due. Hold on, Isaac is a mix. Is Leon and James? Is Isaac also depressed? James likes to fill holes. James just likes to probe holes. Well, okay. I feel like a lot of you guys did say Isaac, so we're gonna have to go with Isaac. As much as I'm sad saying goodbye to my swole white man here, we're gonna have to go with Isaac. Dexploder, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Thank you. Alright. Now it's Regina versus Ethan Winters. We're closing this side of the bracket very soon. Ethan versus Regina. What a crazy sentence to say. We got two Ethans. Isaac is in the police as a system engineer searching of his girlfriend in the hell. What? So Isaac was looking for his girlfriend while James was looking for his wife? They're kind of based for that. Except, you know, James kind of killed his wife, so... Okay, we got 3 Ethans. Ethan, I love redheads, ladies, but is Ethan? Is this supposed to be who's the better horror? It's who's the better horror game protagonist. It has to be a protagonist, not any characters. It's a protagonist thing. Regina, remember Selena has not played Dead Space? Ethan? Okay, a lot of you guys said Ethan, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to our hot Ronald McDonald. Goodbye, Regina. Alright, the ultimate horror game, She's Like Me for real character showdown. Miku versus Heather Mason. I have to say Heather Mason, though. Definitely Heather Mason. Both of these girls are fucking brave as fuck for their age. They're probably the same age, too, honestly. They're probably 15 or 16, somewhere around there. But they are both a Giga Chad for going through what they do without losing their mind. But I do think Heather has a little bit of more oomph to it than Miku. Heather. Yeah. I'll go with Heather. Yep. Seems like a lot of you guys said Heather, so Heather. Alright. Next. Chris Redfield versus the Dead Space guy. This one I can't even judge. This one I can't even give my 2 cents. I can't. Chris Redfield, Chris, Isaac, Chris. Chris is winning so far. Miku takes pictures, Heather takes names. Yeah, I like that. We got more Chris, okay. Is Chris a good protagonist, though? Chat, I don't know if I can agree with you guys. Like, realistically, I can only choose Chris because I only know Chris. I don't know this guy, but... Mensahero's like, fuck you guys. Now, let's not get salty over the results. Alright, Chris it is. Alright. Ethan Winters versus Heather Mason. A dead fungus guy versus a fatherless teen. Which one is it? How you doing, Omaru? How's life treating you? Honestly, Heather versus Ethan. This one's hard for me too, I'm not gonna lie. Because I kind of want to say Heather, just because, like, again, she's just based for being able to brute force her way through whatever the fuck she was going through. Whereas, I kind of like Ethan more, because Ethan was that one guy where he's, like, freaking the fuck out, but he's also getting shit done at the same time. Like, he proved to me that he can still function under pressure, if that makes sense. Not many people can do that. A lot of people just lose their mind and just end up, you know, fucked up. But this is kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. We got one Ethan, one Heather. We got another Heather. Chris would boulder punch the Breath of the Moon, to be honest. Well, Chris isn't here, by the way. Life is good. I'm not being chased by Alaloni. Good. She's a near perfect horror game protag. But again, you have to ask yourself, what is a good horror game protag? Because to me, it's not necessarily that they're strong and brave. Like, I feel like, if anything, that might kill a lot of the scary aspects of the game. You know, I do like the fact... I do like when my protagonist is not a Giga Chad, like, brave guy, if that makes sense. Like, I like seeing the nervousness, the fear in my protagonist, so I can immerse myself more into that horror scenario. So that's why I feel like when the character is a little too OP, kind of kills the vibes, you know? It's like, damn, I don't have to fear anything. I won't be mad whoever wins this, but Ethan resonates with me more. Heather is also able to have loss but push through, yeah. Ethan gets his arm chopped off and preserves, true. Both of them, Ethan and Heather. Well, we gotta choose. We gotta choose one of them, man. We can't choose both. What's the name of the protagonist of Outlast? I have no idea. I have no idea. But I don't know. This one's hard. A lot of you guys said Heather though. Let's type the name one last time. Do you want Heather or Ethan? Because I might just say Ethan for the sake of it. But I want to see what other people have to say. I think I might go with Ethan. But it depends on what chat needs to say. Ethan, Heather, Ethan. Okay, a lot of you guys seem to say Ethan, so we're gonna go with Ethan. Let's go, my fungus man. Alright, so this one I can't judge either. This is Chris versus Kudelka. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. Kudelka. What is she like? What kind of character is she? I've seen her this image so many times online, but I know nothing about this game. I need to actually give it a shot one of these days. Batman counts. Arkham Asylum feels like a horror game. No, it does not count. I'm sorry. I looked it up, and Batman is not a horror game. So, I'm sorry to hear that. Kudelka. Wait. Said Chris, Kudelka's cool. You would love her, Selena. She is a psychic mystic. Oh, okay. We got two Kudelkas. I don't even know. But in Japanese, you pronounce her name Kuderuka. It's Kuderuka. So, I don't know if I'm saying it right in English. Chris. We got two Chris, two Kudelkas. I like the way she looks, though. I really like this model. This screams, you know, PS1 games. I don't know if this was on PS1, but maybe one of these days I'll play it on stream. I have never played this game. But if it's a half and a half, I'm going to have to choose Chris, though, because Chris is technically the only character I know. Kudelka's from the Shadow Hearts franchise. See, I don't think I've ever played Shadow Hearts. No, I don't think so. A lot of horror games I never played, like especially the PS1 era stuff. Her style obliterates Chris. Kudelka's I read that. Chris. Not played Kudelka, so it wouldn't be fair to judge, yeah. Kudelka's design in that pic looks like early Nina from Tekken, yeah. She has a really cool backstory and such. It was PS1. She also appears in Shadow Hearts 1, but is not a protagonist in that game. Horror game Protag-wise, I like Chris's journey a bit more. Let me see. How many of you guys said Chris? A lot. Quite a few. Chris. 1, 2. It's kind of half and half. Might need to go with Chris, though, because if we're going to be half and half, I have to put my vote in, and that would be Chris, unfortunately. So, goodbye, Kudelka. I bet if I played the game, I would have had a different opinion. I would have probably liked her more than Chris, but unfortunately, I haven't played the game, so Chris it is. Alright. The ultimate Resident Evil protagonist showdown. And the arch nemesis. Ethan versus Chris. This is just Resident Evil Village Showdown, bro. This is Resident Evil 7, or not 7, Village Showdown. Alright, who are we going with, chat? We have Chris. Who else? We got Ethan. In this case, I had to pick Chris. It's half and half right now. 2 Ethan, 2 Chris. Oh, more Ethans? Oh. Uh-oh, Chris, it might be over. Is this for Rose's custody? I think Rose deserves to be with her father, okay? Fighting over custody. Chris is great, but he was low-key an asshole. He was! Not even low-key! High-key, he wasn't fucking asshole. Alright, Ethan it is. More Ethans in chat. Alright, yay! Alright. Now we're on the other side of the bracket. This guy was from, what was it? I did my research. What was his name? He has like a girl name. So for this battle, I actually don't know. And I don't know either of these characters. So it's more on y'all, okay? You guys need to make this decision. I have never played Galarians. Rion? Okay, Rion's the name apparently. I don't know about this guy though. I have no idea who they are. My community chose these characters, so I forget who this guy was. Let me see if I can pull it out. No, not Dhalsim. Dhalsim is kind of a horror when you think about it, but is that Michael Leroy? Is that who he is? Wait. Hold up. I actually don't know who that is. Yeah, Michael Leroy from Shadow Man. Who fucking voted for this man? Michael Leroy from Shadow Man versus Rion from Galarians. No, not Leroy Jenkins. How you doing, by the way, Rodriguez Jr.? How's life treating you? Yeah, I have no idea. It's funny because I didn't even know Galarians was a game until recently. I thought it was like some like superhero comic book. I mean, I picked Leroy only because I played the game. Was it first person? What was? You're doing alright? That's good to hear. His legal name in this community will now be Michael Leroy Jenkins. No. I've heard the name Shadow Man, but I have never heard of Shadow Man before. I swear some of you guys know the most niche fucking horror games. Like, I've heard of Galarians, but never Shadow Man. I play Shadow Man, but I never heard of the other game, so my vote goes to John Shadow Man. Seems like a lot of you guys are saying Shadow Man. I can't believe, like, I thought Galarians was, like, popular. Because I hear that name a lot. Alright, this is Constantine from Constantine. That's his name, right? Constantine. This is literally, you know, what's his face? I forgot his name. The actor. He's literally the guy from Cyberpunk. John Constantine. Keanu Reeves. There we go. That's Keanu Reeves. And this guy on the left, I believe he's from Fear and Hunger. I could be wrong. Alex. Wait, is there an Alex? I don't think there was a. Wait. No. Daniel. Oh, Amnesia. Oh, yeah. Daniel from Amnesia. Alright, so we have to choose between these two. Once again, I've never played these games, so I don't know. Daniel's better. John. I'm Keanuing Reeves. It looks like a half and half so far. John, Constantine, Daniel. I might see slightly more Daniels than I do Constantine, though. Constantine is an asshole, but a good asshole. I've only seen the movie, and the thing is, like, I've only seen parts of the movie, so I don't remember the whole movie. I kind of want to rewatch it. Because I do like movies that are themed with, like, angels and, like, devils and stuff like that, demons. I like that sort of topic, so I should play the game, too. Is the game good? Hard to believe we had 2 Keanu games on PS2. True. Daniel had pretty fucked up backstory. Constantine can just BS his way out of... I mean, he's Keanu Reeves, right? He can bullshit out of anything. Constantine, because I know nothing about the other guy. Amnesia is good. I do kind of want to play Amnesia. Daniel had to contend with far more with much less. Okay, I see. Well, I guess we'll go with him then. We'll go with Daniel then. Daniel it is. Next. Alexandra... Hold up. I think she's Alexandra. Alexandra Roivas? Now, I don't know which game, though. I forget. And then Jake from Resident Evil 6. The movie is good. Is about a view of hell and sinners. No, I know. I gotta rewatch it though. Eternal Darkness? Okay. Bought Jake. How dare you? What did Jake ever do to you? Jake had more personality than most, characters out there. Eternal Dark. I've never played Eternal Darkness. So I automatically have to go for Jake, but... I mean, in this case, I am picking Jake. Sorry. Like, keep in mind, it's not which character do you like more, it's which character is more of a better protagonist in a horror game. Now, is Jake a memorable protagonist? Not really. Not really. But, nonetheless, he is a protagonist. Haven't finished RE6, sorry. You know what? You don't have to be sorry. Most people haven't. Jake's an okay character, but horror protag-wise, Sherry was better even in their scenario. I agree with that. I can't disagree there. You're very correct on that. Buffy from Xbox game? I have no idea. Eternal Darkness is not a character name? No, I know that. Well, I don't know who you're talking to, but... How you doing, Andreas? How's life treating you? I'm doing good. Haven't played RE6, but I think that Jake has my vote. Okay. Jake, I've never played... I like how you guys have a lot to say about Jake, but you have nothing to say about her. Either both positive or negative. You know a character is more memorable if people are talking about negative stuff. You know? Whereas, like, this woman, nobody's saying anything about her. So this might just be Jake in this case. Just for this whole conversation. I choose the fatherless motherfucker. I vote for Jane Eternal Darkness because I hate Jake. I know Eternal Darkness was a GCN exclusive, but never played it. Yeah, I've never played it either. Jake is dog name? Hey, you should apologize to every Jakes out there. That's not true at all. Eternal Darkness makes you play as several people across multiple timelines. It's hard to keep up. That makes sense. Well, we gotta go with Jake, though. Feels like more people had things to say about Jake than they had to say about her, so... Jake it is. Alright, let's go. Now we're in the pretty well-known realm. We got Aya Brea from Parasite Eve versus Leon S. Kennedy from the Resident Evil series. You already know who I'm voting. So we have to make it fair. I already know who I'm voting for. But this is a community effort, so, my man may just fumble this. Fuck Leon? No, fuck you! How dare you? Let me use my birthday pass card to win this round. Yeah, Selena should have a birthday girl pass card that works once, where I can choose whoever the winner is in one round. I should have that authority, honestly. How you doing, the Ricks? How's life treating you? Aya Brea would melt his ass. Okay, we got 2 Leon, 1 Aya, 3 Leon. Anybody but Leon? That's Aya, then. Aya. Leon. We got 4 Leon and we got 3 Aya right now. Uh-oh, 2 Ayas? Now that's 5. You guys are traitors! You know I want Leon. You know I want Leon and y'all are being a dick to me. Let's be for real, guys. Who else is the cream of the crop? Exactly! Leon himself. People voting just to hate Leon. That's what I'm saying. This is a hate campaign. They don't even care about Aya. How many of you have even played Parasite Eve who's voting for Aya? Because I can probably bet money that not all of you. Like, some of y'all are just saying that. You never even played Parasite Eve in your life. You're gonna say you watched the stream and pretend like you know about the game. Let's be for real now. Aya is like Jill, but with psychic powers. I played Parasite Eve and I voted Leon. I love Parasite Eve, you jerk. I don't know about that, Drowmer. You sound like a LARPer. LARPers would say that, you know. I'm voting Leon because I've played third birthday. Look, there's more Leon in chat. Look at that. How you doing, Ben? How's life treating you? She is actually kind of flat character. She kind of is, though. Well, obviously, I only played Parasite Eve once, so I only know Aya in the first game. I don't know about, like, whatever happens afterwards, but... I like Parasite Eve. I hate OG RE4 because the controls made me want... Okay, but Leon's not only in RE4. He's also in RE2. He's also in the rail shooter one. He's in Requiem. He's in other games too, you know. You have to, like, he's not only RE4. You gotta take in the whole Leon as a character throughout the whole franchise. Parasite Eve 1 Aya was peak. Parasite Eve 2 Aya was it. Third birthday Aya was... Leon consistent peak writing. I feel that. I feel that. I put off my shower to watch this tournament and I don't regret it. Good. A little bit, yeah. RE6 hurts him though. Obviously, like, with my limited knowledge of, you know, Aya and stuff like that, obviously I'm gonna choose Leon because, like, you know, I really do like Leon, not only because he's hot, but he is also a very good representation of, like, he's way stronger than a normal person, for sure. Wolfie, thank you so much for 5 gift subs. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? Wolfie, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yippee! But, like, Leon's definitely stronger than an average person. But at the same time, he makes mistakes like an average person, too. And, I don't know, it's just nice to have a not perfect protagonist in a horror game sometimes. Leon has more relatable journey than Chris too. True. Thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that, Wolfie. Thank you. Leon is like that dude that you know for years, so he's like a friend. True. Whereas Aya is kind of like... It does feel a little bit, well, at least for me, it feels harder for me to feel relatable with Aya because she's more... It could be the game just didn't portray her personality that well for me, at least. She did seem like a pretty bland character for me, you know? Maybe I should play it the second time, but my first playthrough, I felt she was more like... She felt like Link in Legend of Zelda, if that makes sense. Like, she was kind of created so that the player can feel a little bit more of an immersion. But I digress. One time an old friend passed me years before thinking can be Parasite Eve emulator and was a hentai game. What the fuck? How you doing, Ned Nevo? Yes, enjoy the emotes. Like, sure, backflipping off walls in hallways are crazy, but that's at least doable. Who the fuck is punching a 20 feet? True. Well, seems like more people are rooting for my man Leon, so totally not my bias, but we're gonna go with Leon. Alright, next. Now, I added Alucard because I actually did my research, and apparently Castlevania is indeed a horror game. It is genre-wise a horror game. So, I decided to add Alucard to this tournament. So, it is Alucard versus Jill. Now, who are we going with this one? We got a vampire versus a baddie. Alucard, Jill. I only know the characters that are in Dead by Daylight. I was going to say, is Jill in Dead by Daylight? No, she's not. She's not. Alucard, well, no, not Alucard. Not even Alucard's in the book. Dracula is, though. Jill. We got more Jill. Jill's a great character, but Alucard's writing is so fucking P. True. Okay, never mind. There's more Alucard. I'll go with Alucard because he has hundreds of years of experience. Well, yeah, inevitably he will be having more EXPs. You're right. Castlevania enemies are really gross and good. This is hard though. It's like, again, if we're talking horror game protagonists, like, I do think Alucard is cool and everything, but it's like, for the same reason, I feel like he's a little too OP. Like, if you were to stick Alucard in the world of Resident Evil, like, he would dominate the whole fucking city, bro. Like, he's just too, like, he's unrealistically too strong for me to enjoy the horror game anymore, right? So just for that reason, just because I can feel more fear through playing as Jill, while also feeling the accomplishment of, neutralizing, zombies as a mortal. Thank you, Tyler Terracide. I appreciate it. Thank you. Alucard is pretty much prepared for any situation, but he can still get bodied. True. To be fair, half the people on the list would mod Resident Evil. I don't know about that, but... Bro, Alucard will mod Wesker. Seems like a lot of you guys said Alucard, though. So, we'll go with Alucard then. Alright. Alucard it is. Next. The Doom guy versus Hinako. I'm not gonna lie, every time I see a Western character sitting right next to Hinako, I'm just like yeah, it's like we gotta kill them, Hinako, and Hinako's like tsunami, sushi, ramen, and then he'd be like, Hinako, we got no time for that. Doomslayer guy. Really? Over Hinako? Are you sure about that? Are we actually positive about that? Hinako kind of chatted though. Hinako kind of OP, I don't know. How you doing, Cat Link? How's life treating you? Hopefully good, if not better. Hinako mogs Doom guy for real, dead ass, no cap, joy. She does have her fox form, She got the little Animorph moment going. Sorry about that. I'm voting Hinako because she is the only character in this one that is actually in a horror game. That is not true. Every other games were also horror games, okay? Life is good day by day. Love to hear it. Hate me, Selena-sama, but Doomslayer is a beast. Really? Hope birthday has been fun. It has been. Thank you. His name is literally Doom Guy. He is not a character. He is a meme. And Doom is not horror. I mean, you say that, but I think you're only saying that because you don't find the game scary. But technically, Doom is categorized as a horror game. So, whether we like it or not. So, I don't know. I'm obviously biased, and I feel like Hinako is a better protagonist. Because, again, we're not talking about who's stronger, chat. Because if that were the case, I would name this tournament who is the strongest horror game protagonist. Except that's not the name of the tournament. The name of the tournament is the best horror game protagonist. So, I feel like you guys are choosing the Doom guy just because he's probably stronger than her. RE stopped being horror for me after RE4, I'm sorry. Well, horror is subjective. Doom guy took down entire planets, he's OP as hell. And then that's why, and the thing is, that's not the point though. That's not the point of this tournament, Because, like I said, in my definition, a good horror game protagonist is somebody who isn't almighty strong. Because at that point, it's like, nothing's scary at that point. You're playing a character that does not give a fuck. And is too fucking strong. I like when my horror game protagonist has that anxiety and that fear, but still brute force their way anyway. Like, you see that they're actually scared out of their shits. But they still proceed and do their shit, you know? That's the type of horror game protagonist that I like. Or at least that's what I feel. How you doing, Psycho Nerd? How's life treating you? Welcome back. Hinako actually had to endure stuff. She went through a lot of torture. She cut her own fucking face off. I don't know if you guys remember. She cut a part of her face off. She sawed her own arm off. And she also got, what is that called when you get your when you get burned with like the metal stake? What was it called? She burned her back too. She went through a lot of torture. I don't see the Doom guy getting tortured. The Slayer had a lore about him and then roll about the war of hell and heaven. Who is the better character, Hinako or the guy that legit don't even bother giving a name to? I really have to give it to Hinako, but... Brandon, yes. Hinako got a fucked up plastic surgery. Except it wasn't plastic. It was furry. But... I don't know. If you guys want the Dooms guy, we're gonna have to vote for him, but... I'm just saying, man. To be honest, this one angry American guy and one angry Japanese girl, both dangerous. The Slayer had tortured in the new games. Actually, the Doomslayer did undergo a lot of torture if you read the lore. We're not talking about reading lores, by the way. We're solely talking about video games. We're not talking about any external sources. Only the video games. But... you guys said the Doom guy, so we're gonna have to go with Doom guy. Alright, Doom guy. Next. Whatever the fuck this guy was versus whatever the fuck this guy was. This guy was from what again? Damn it, I don't even... Amnesia. This guy's from Amnesia. This guy's from, Slender Man. No, not Slender Man. Something Man. Something Man. Shadow Man. There we go. Shadow Man versus... What, I don't even know this guy. We're gonna go with Daniel from Amnesia. This guy's from Amnesia, which Amnesia I definitely want to play, so I'll see this guy in my future playthrough. I don't think I'll ever play whatever this game was, Shadow Man. Okay, a lot of you guys said Daniel, so I don't think we need to stall on this one. Daniel it is. Jake versus Leon, let's be real. Let's be real now. I don't think I even have to ask you guys. I don't think I have to even ask you guys. Get that Jake out of here. What are you talking about? This is bullying. This is bullying if I ever seen one. This is bullying if I've ever witnessed one. Fun and useless fact. In fact, Slayer was kicked out of his squad because he knocked out a superior's teeth for abusing a recruit. Well, that's cool, but... I don't think that really defines a good horror game protagonist. Alright, it's Leon. It's Leon. Next. Alucard versus the Doom guy. I mean, look, if we're talking about who's stronger, like you guys were saying about earlier with Hinako, it's gotta be Alucard, right? Thank you, Grand Blue. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday. This is like Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen. Alucard 100%. 100%. Alright. That wasn't even the competition at that point. Alright, we're coming to an end though. Daniel versus Leon. Daniel from Amnesia versus Leon from Resident Evil series. I mean, I already know mine, so... Daniel. Kiraz, you're just a Selena hater. Just say you hate me. It's okay. I still vote Daniel. That's crazy! Alucard is stronger, probably, but Doomslayer would still come out. We're not talking about who's stronger, though. Guys, get back on track. How many times do I gotta say it's not about who's stronger? Get that Goku mindset out of your fucking head. That's not what we're measuring them through, okay? Oh my god, you men. It's like boys be boys, like who's stronger? Bitch, nobody cares who's stronger. Oh my god. Is this like who would win a fight? No, it's who's better written in a horror as a horror game protagonist. It's not about who will win the fight, okay? I heard you're pretty strong, exactly. However, you're measuring that, whatever definition is a good horror game protagonist to you. I already said my definition. I already said what makes a good horror game protagonist for me. So whatever it makes for you, measure by those standards. No more power scaling, exactly. Leon. You know who would mog this list, my boy Sora. My man Sora from Kingdom Hearts mog all these bitches. I don't know why I find that so funny. My man Sora. It's a little unfair to him, but we get to know Leon's journey more. Yeah. Who will win in a fight in Waffle House, Selena's coffee, or microwave? Both. Did someone say power level? No! Not power level. No, this is not a horror game smash or pass. No, we're not doing that. Leon become a rookie for a special agent. How destroy? Exactly. I think it's Leon. It seems like a lot of you guys are saying Leon too. So we're gonna go with Leon. Goodbye, Daniel. No hard feelings. Okay, whatever, man. Leon versus Alucard. Chat, ask yourself. It's not about who's stronger. It's not about who's stronger. Chat, it's not about who's stronger. It's about who's a better horror game protagonist. Ask yourself again. Ask yourself again. You guys are totally basing this off of who's stronger. All of y'all who are saying Alucard, you guys are not taking into account about how well I mean, Alucard's well written too, I get it, but if you've seen the Castlevania anime, Alucard is such a good protag. I don't like the anime Alucard. I was literally talking about that with Ami yesterday. I don't like the anime Alucard at all. Leon is more kind. Thank you, Diablito Kawaii. Thank you. Leon is more generous, and he's more Leon has better jokes than Alucard ever does. Alucard's not a funny guy. I have a weakness for vampires. So do I. But I'm choosing a mortal over a vampire right now. You're pitting two of my husbands against each other? Well, you know, it was bound to happen. The game Alucard is well prepared. How you doing? I can't talk. How are you doing, Shinobi Saito? He's a vampire, so he wins automatically? That's not how it works. Leon, he had better chicks. Use your birthday card, Celia. Now's my chance. Use my birthday card. I use my birthday trap card. I get to take the win in any fucking round. Game Alucard is great. Guy who overcomes trauma and has personality. This is a tie. Both have amazing hair. We can't give it a tie though. We have to choose. Also, we cannot put anime Alucard into the picture because we're talking about video games right now. Okay, we don't take the anime into account either way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Alucard turned down adult Maria Renner. We all know you're only voting Leon because he's hot. I like him in all sorts of ways. You don't understand. He kind of didn't turn down Maria. He just stayed on task for the game. He was a Volcel. Leon had Ada. Alucard, no. Exactly. Alucard was bitchless. Leon with the personality? That's a joke, right? Are you actually kidding me? You clearly played Resident Evil games with your eyes closed if you think Leon doesn't have personality. As a matter of fact, not only did you have your eyes closed, you also plugged your ears. Leon would have amazing one-liners with Dracula. True. You're right about that. Leon does allow people in his life. Game Alucard, Gray, he was... I don't know, again, like, I feel like Alucard's too perfect, you know? Like, obviously he's too strong. Obviously, you know, I mean, he still has weaknesses, but it's like... Compared to a mortal being, right? Not as much, but like... He's too perfect for me to feel the horror in the game, you know? Again, I'd like to feel a little bit of a sense of, like, danger when I'm playing a horror game, instead of feeling almighty. Alucard has actually good reasons for that. Well, I don't care. Reasons or not. I'm recuperating as I make progress towards something. I have no idea what that means, but good to hear. I'm doing great. Leon is married to the job. He's also married to somebody. He has a ring in Requiem. They never actually went deep into that. I'm not sure if they ever will, but... Alright, one more time, chat. Type in chat either Alucard or Leon. Because now I feel like both of you... I think it's still Alucard, but it seems like we're starting to get mixed answers, so... For the last time, let's choose. Alucard, Leon, Alucard, Leon. Wait. Alucard 2, Leon 2, Alucard, Leon, Alucard, Leon. Leon. Okay, I see more Leon now. If Leon's the final, we're gonna go with Leon. And I'm okay with that. Selena just choose who... No, this has to be a community effort. Because I don't want to get a whack character at the very end, and I don't want to take credit for it. So I'm just gonna blame chat. Alright. It seems like more Leons. We're going with Leon. Leon the way. Okay, the final showdown. This is the grand finals. Ethan Winters versus Leon. This is the final brawl. I can't believe they're both Resident Evil characters. This is not rigged. We all chose this, okay? You guys all had a say in it. This is not rigged. This was happening live. Leon, because IRL name bias. Leon. Ethan. Leon. See, now if Leon wins, this is going to look like a very heavily biased tournament that I did on stream. Everybody's going to be like, of course Leon won. It's your fucking stream. What happened, Jiro? Why are you mad? Leon is like action movie character. I did not rig it. This was live. Alright. Oh, James is back. Maybe that's why. Leon wins, chat. Yay! Leon wins the tournament. Let me save this. Hold up. Download image. Save. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? That was totally, you know, fair game. Nothing was rigged. No, this was a perfect tournament. I don't want to hear it. Face of the franchise and all that. Exactly. There's a reason why everybody likes Leon. Okay? There's a reason for that. I'm surprised Claire Redfield... I'm actually surprised too. Nobody actually submitted Claire. So I don't want any Claire fans mad at me, because it's not even about me. Like, none of you guys submitted Claire. I guess there's not a lot of Claire fans out there. I was surprised there was only one Jill, too. The dog voted for Leon. It was wrapped by Bencha. I'm sure in the other timeline, Isaac won. I don't know. But, yep. This is how it was meant to be, though. This was how it was meant to be. No Claire and no Harry Mason? I mean... Do you guys think Harry Mason deserves a place? Like... I mean, I do think Harry Mason is a good protagonist, though. I do think he is. Like, obviously he's one of the least memorable ones in a Silent Hill franchise. But I think he's a pretty good protagonist. Jill is kind of cardboard, same problem as Aya. I guess. I was gonna submit Claire too, but didn't want to submit from same franchise. No, I get that. This tournament was not rigged! More than half of the characters that was submitted were characters I don't even know. Okay, how can I rig that? I don't even know any of those characters. Can we make a photo of Leon giving a medal to himself? Sure. Why not? He would have beaten 1 or 2. Well, time to take my shower. Have a good day. Thank you so much for coming by, Mensa Hera. I appreciate that. Harry Mason is better than Billy, Jake. I do agree. I agree with that. I can't say anything about the Galarians because I've never seen it, but I do agree that Harry Mason is better than Billy or Jake. I do agree. I think I just have a soft spot for any male protagonist that's looking for their child. Like, they're trying to save their own kid. That's why I like Ethan. Maybe I'm a daddy's girl, I don't know. But it's like, that's why I like Barry a lot, too. So I gotta respect Harry Mason, too. How you doing, Beefy Gonzo? We just did a Who is the Best Horror Game Protagonist tournament. Chat, next time don't mention Leon in the next tour. Fuck off. Selena rigged it at the end because her added in Alucard almost took out Leon. I mean, you guys should be grateful that I even included Alucard. Because as much as I did my research and it does show that Castlevania is a horror game, I personally don't see Castlevania as a horror game. So I would have definitely excluded Alucard if I were going through my standards. But, you know, I had to be fair, so. And according to my research, it is a horror game, so. Yeah, I don't consider Castlevania a horror game either, but apparently it is, so. But the final victor was a character you love, exactly. It was just meant to be, you know? That's just how the galaxy, the universe works. Luigi? Who the fuck is Luigi? Oh, Luigi as in from Luigi's Mansion? Fuck off. Nobody voted or nobody submitted Luigi, so that's on you. Luigi could have been a thing if one of you guys actually submitted Luigi. Because yes, Luigi's Mansion is a horror game. So yes, there could have been a timeline where Luigi mogged Leon, but alas, it didn't happen. Not my fault, though. This was solely a community thing. Castlevania is no more horror than Doom is. See, I feel like if Castlevania is considered horror, I would consider No More Heroes a horror game, too. Because No More Heroes is pretty gory, that game. You know? I would include that into horror game category. Jake should have won that? No. Kudelka easily should have cleared this list. Well, clearly that wasn't how it went. What about Earthbound? I don't know anything about Earthbound. I joined late. Was there any Fatal Frame rep in this? There was. The very first protagonist, Miku. Yeah. But Miku unfortunately lost against Heather Mason, which, you know, understandably so. Heather Mason would mog every other teenage protagonist. Teenage girl protagonist. Chris should have won the tournament? Absolutely not. You are tripping for that. If Doom is horror, Wolfenstein is horror. Yeah, I looked up Wolfenstein. I think somebody submitted a character from Wolfenstein, and I actually did look it up, and apparently Wolfenstein is not a horror game, I think, from my own research. So, Call of Duty is horror. I was told that Halo is kind of horror. So, like, I know I said this before, but, like, last week, I recorded a YouTube video for the YouTube channel React, right? And I was in the room with the other casts, and we were talking about video games, because they were asking me, like, what do I do for a living? I play horror games for a living, right? And a lot of them were like, I never really played a horror game before, but Halo is kind of a horror game. And I was like, oh, okay. And he kind of explained to me a little bit of like the creatures in Halo, and I was like, yeah, that does sound like a horror game. Yes, it is somewhat The Flood. Halo has some horror aspects, but it's a sci-fi action shooter. Yeah, yeah. Actually, Doom is more of an action horror, while Wolfenstein is more of an action-packed story based in most of Doom. The only difference between Doom and Wolfenstein is one is demons and one is Nazis. Other than that, they are literally the same game. But yeah, there was another game. Not only Halo, but there was another game that he mentioned that had horror aspects. But it's not a horror game. Wish I could remember. I can't remember what it was. The Flood is kind of horror, but in more sci-fi way. Yeah. The original Doom 1 could be scary if you played it as a little kid. Oh, so somebody did submit Samus from Metroid Fusion. I forget which one it was, but again, I did my research, and Metroid is indeed not a horror game franchise, so unfortunately we could not include them. Well, the classics, yes. As for the modern games, tell a different story when compared to. But yeah, so. But that was that. So, thank you guys so much for submitting that. I want to do that again, but with something more. I don't know. We can do an antagonist next time. The best horror game antagonist. How you doing, Boss? How's life treating you? I enjoy playing Parasite Eve. I applaud anybody who played Parasite Eve on like the original console. So, cause like when I played Parasite Eve and when I streamed it, I obviously played through emulation, right? And that game, you can quite easily soft lock yourself, is what I noticed. And like the final boss fight is just so fucking tedious that if I didn't have the function of the emulator that can save state and load state, I would have lost so many strands of hair on Twitch.tv. So any of you guys who went through that, playing the original, props to you, because old games and their difficulty, man, I swear. Watch people see Leon the antagonist. Leon is never the antagonist, okay? First person to come to mind was Albert Wesker. I don't think Albert Wesker is a good horror game protagonist. Hot take, I don't care. I'm correct. I will intentionally sabotage and make Wesker win. Fuck off! Wesker's even not that great of a protagonist. Or not protagonist, antagonist, excuse me. Be for real now. He's kind of stupid. No, the final boss fight for Parasite Eve, if I remember correctly, the boss has like crazy amount of phases. Phase 3, phase 4, I forget. But like it gets so fucking dire. And I somehow managed to get through it, mainly because I was able to save state after each phase that I beat him. Or her, in this case. But if I were to raw dog that shit, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. Me neither, but I think people would try to make Wesker win for the memes. Isn't Wesker... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I recently saw a controversy on Twitter where... Is it Wesker's voice actor that is being accused of a alleged being creepy towards minors, and that whole shit just like hit the fan because I think the voice actor, he was invited for a certain con, and a lot of people were warning the con about this guy's behavior, but the con ended up brute forcing their way to have that voice actor as the guest anyway. So basically they kind of ignored all the allegations and just went ahead and put them as a guest for that con. Wesker is not a bad horror villain, but he is definitely not the best. That's what I'm saying. DC Douglas, is that his name? I see, because I only read like a little bit of it. I didn't actually like do a deep dive, but I think that was the name. DC Douglas. Is he the voice actor for Wesker? Because I thought it was somebody else. Are there like 2 voice actors for Wesker? Me for gore. Resident Evil villains in general sort of suck, yeah. The current one who was streaming on here a few weeks back. I'm glad DC Douglas is still cool. No, I was told he's allegedly, like, there's a lot of, like, I can only judge from the things I saw. But there was a lot of screenshots of him talking to minors in a not very appropriate way. And if we're just going to base off of that, like, I'm going to be a little skeptical about this DC Douglas guy. He doesn't seem so cool to me. If all of that is allegedly true. But, don't know. DC Douglas is the RE5 VA? Okay. Never heard of that. I believe it because there was another well-known VA that got in trouble for something similar with minors. And that's the thing. It's like, unless these like DMs are all fake, you know, we don't know, but the odds are not looking well for the DC Douglas guy. So, well, he's technically not Wesker in RE9. But wasn't there another controversy about the newer Wesker? Like, the voice actor, like, something also happened with him. See, Wesker has such a bad fucking image. Not only through the Wesker as character itself, but, like, Wesker just all around. I found him, yeah, he's RE4 remake Wesker. Allegedly did a bad to his girlfriend and she came out about it and cons have canceled his appearances. What is going on with these voice actors? What's going on? Has it always been this bad? I heard people that there are allegations against DC Douglas, but I never looked into it. Yeah. There's a bad curse with Wesker, apparently. Apparently. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... yeah, it's really bad, but... I was never a Wesker fan anyway, so that doesn't shatter my dreams and hopes. But, you know what did hurt though? When I found out Leon's face model is actually a bigot. That hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So, now I don't know how true that is either, because it is kind of like allegedly. But I've seen screenshots of certain questionable actions. Yeah, so, like, I forget what it was about, so don't quote me on this, but, the Leon's face model guy, he liked a political tweet that was heavily right-leaned political view. I forget what it was about, though. His face model, yeah. He's a racist, yeah, there you go. There you go. He is a typical white racist guy. Yes, I am very disappointed of that, but at the same time, all he is a face model of Leon. He's nothing more than that, you know? He's just a skin to me. So, I could care less. He's not the one that gives Leon the character, the sauce. So, Selena, you can fix him? I don't think I can. And I don't think some people are worth fixing either. How you doing, by the way, Beisuki? Did I say hi to you? Good thing it was only the face model. Exactly. Exactly. How you doing, James? This background looks familiar. You sure about that? Guys, Sihi? Wait, was kind of dick too, according to Jeremy. I don't know who Sihi is. Okay, so all I can say is you Google DC Douglas, you just get a lot of articles about his career and stuff he did. You Google Craig Bernatowski by results 5, you see accusations of abuse. Well, I don't know. It does come down to he said, she said, but like, if there's screenshots roaming around, like, yes, you can make fake DM screenshots if you really wanted to, but it's like, why would somebody go as far as doing that, right? I don't know, but I don't know. You Google Craig. Oh, sorry, I read that. Guy Seehee. That's his name? Guy Seehee? Am I even saying his name right? Guy Seehee is James's OG voice actor. Okay. See, this is why I'm a Nick Apostol... I could never say his last name, bro. Nick Apostolides fan. Face model is nothing. Exactly. Mr. Gemtonic. Oh, to lick the web spaces between your toes. Alright, we're off to a great birth picture. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be very honest. I think that's funny. As much... I get a lot of weird comments, you know, just existing online. But some of them turn out funny. Some of them turn out funny. And I just wasn't expecting a, oh, to lick the web spaces between your toes in my chat today. So you did take me off guard. I will have to applaud you for that. You did catch me off guard. I am low in sodium, that's why it's very platonic. Okay, so what you're telling me is sodium is a necessity for you. Therefore, you licking my web spaces between my toes is a necessity and not because you are having a sexual desire to do so, is what you're saying. All I'm saying is you are thinking of Craig Bernatowski, not DC Douglas. DC Douglas has not voiced Wesker in a long time. No, I am talking about DC Douglas. I like, the whole Resident Evil Twitter was on fire because DC Douglas was invited to a con as a guest, and so many people were pulling up receipts of him being inappropriate towards minors. So yes, I am talking about DC Douglas. I'm talking about both of them, though. You know, they have their own different issues going on. But if your toes are wet, you should dry them off. DJ Nick, thank you for adding your 2 cents. Perhaps you have some sort of fungus, but I will take the chance. You know, fungus is good in cheese, so you're right. What's stopping people from licking fungus toes? I'm sorry. The moment I heard fungus and like licking, I was thinking about cheese, and I was like, blue cheese has fungus, but it tastes good. What the fuck is going on? I don't know either. I'm just riding with it, Kiraz. Don't worry about it. Enjoy while you can, because I have a feeling this guy won't be around for too long. You gotta give it to him. Man's committed to the bit. That's what I'm saying. Didn't that happen to a dude, like his ex made him bread out of her yeast? I don't know about that. I've heard of a streamer who made alcohol out of her vagina yeast. that was a thing. Just remember, guys, Craig Bernatowski's the bad man. DC Douglas hasn't had any intrigue in a long time. I don't believe that, Nathan. You know, if there are multiple people coming forward, because I get it, like, online is kind of like, we actually had a conversation about this with my friends, like, yesterday, I think, in the living room. We were talking about how people would, like, blame people for shit they've never done, especially the bigger you are online presence. You're always going to have enemies who are trying to bring you down for whatever reason. So people will start saying, like, random shit, like, you know, oh, I remember I heard that guy assaulted so-and-so, and they have no receipts over it. It's just like, oh, I heard, or, you know, I think I read, and people will take that as face value, and they will spread that rumor, and eventually people start thinking it's actually true, right? So I understand that happens a lot with, like, online celebrities, or just celebrities in general. But you also have to ask yourself, when there are multiple people speaking up, you know, people who are not mutually connected to each other, a few of them are coming forward, then you have to start asking, who's the problem here? Because clearly there's like 5 people who's coming forward about this, and there's no correlations between these 5 people. They're not friends or anything. They're just random 5 people who have their own experience with them. You have to start asking yourself, who's the real problem here, you know? All Google has to say is rumors, and no charges or evidence were actually brought up. And that's the thing. So the event that ended up hiring the guy anyway said that we're not, they said that we're not going to cancel his event at the event because there's no actual charges, there's no actual criminal records from this guy. And the thing is, with a lot of this whole minor situation, in his case, he was being inappropriate to minors, right? Do we still not understand the fact that it is extremely hard for victims like that to come forward and to actually go to a police station and talk about it and actually charge the guy? You know how many of those go just unreported because it's that hard? And a lot of men, I say men because it's usually the men who don't relate to that, right? Because, like, in a lot of, opinion, it's like, well, you just got assaulted. Why didn't you go to the police station ASAP? Like, you should have reported that ASAP. It's like people don't understand why they can't sometimes, Like, it's really hard for people to... Because, like, at a certain point, certain people, they start gaslighting themselves. They start telling themselves, it's like, maybe I'm just making a big deal out of this. All he did was, flirt with me a little bit. All he did was... ask for my nudes. All he did was, he was a nice guy, and maybe I'm just overreacting to all of this, and what if nobody believes me, even, like, especially if you're a kid. Especially if you're a minor, it's even harder for you to come forward, because not only do you fear that people will believe you or take you seriously or not, you're just embarrassed, The whole idea of getting, sexually violated or assaulted is just straight up embarrassing to a lot of people. I mean, I was embarrassed when I had to come forward with mine. Even though it was just the police. I was just reporting it to the police. It was still embarrassing. So, just because the guy never got convicted or nobody ever reported to the authorities doesn't mean this guy is innocent. You know what I mean? And if there's, like, more than 3 people reporting, like, with screenshots of this guy being weird towards kids... It's only natural for most people to believe those screenshots rather than this one guy, I don't know. Please don't believe a lot of people that come out about assault and misconduct, and there are... Exactly! Kind of related, there was a Full Metal Alchemist reunion that was canceled because Vic Mignogno? I have no idea who that is. How are you doing, baby Sky Falcon? How's life treating you? Hopefully good, if not better. Also, to lighten the mood a bit, boss, what's the cleaning products behind you? You think I know? It's not my house. Nature's Miracle. Flukers. I don't...
You can't say that.
What do you mean? Don't scare me like that. Oh my god. I thought I said a slur by accident.
It's just reptile stuff.
Oh my god. It's reptile stuff. He scared me. He's like, you can't say flukers. I was like, what?
I'm gonna be cooking in the background.
You're fine, yeah. Do you have the Glorpiers where you are? No, I didn't bring it with me. I didn't want to break it. My suitcase was already packed. There was no way I was going to fit those ears. How you doing, Devil May Care? How's life treating you? As a cop, I've seen people have a ton of trouble, even just admit they're in that situation in the first place. We try to help them as much as... Exactly, because, like, a lot of times, especially when you're a minor, and, minors are stupid. I was stupid, too. Like, I think I told you guys this before, but, like, when I was 17, I was, like, emailing a guy who was 23 at the time, and I didn't think about anything. I didn't think about, oh, this is actually problematic. Like, kids are stupid. They just don't understand. And when you're trying to report these situations, like, sometimes we get told, like, so why were you in that situation to begin with? Like, why were you talking to an adult to begin with? The guilt, the victim guilt, the victim shaming. Alex Leva, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 20 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Alex Leva? Thank you. That's why I hate it when people make false accusations just to destroy someone. That became a big problem too. Yeah. I was watching not a body cam video, but it was a court video, and it was an episode where a woman, she was a house cleaner, for this celebrity dude, and she was hired like pretty frequently, and I guess she was under the assumption that she was going out with this celebrity guy as well while working for him. And basically what happened was, I think the celebrity dude fired her, like, laid her off because she was being a little too weird, I guess. And as a revenge, she claimed, she went to the police saying that she was sexually assaulted by him. And that's why she quit, and like, she quit on her own terms and stuff like that. So, like, the false allegations. And I was watching the whole court case, and, like, it is funny how the liar, in this case the woman, like, slowly fell apart. Like, so many people were asking her questions, and, like, her answers were very inconsistent. And you can tell she was just trying to frame this dude, you know? And then, you know, eventually, thank God that case went well for the guy, and, you know, they were able to snuff out her false allegations. But, yeah, things like that happen too, so... I had that too, where people made a false allegation and it almost got really bad, but nothing happened. When we say, well, in my mind, when we say, like, allegations, I expect something, like, really criminal. Like, not like, you know, oh, he was mean to her, or, like, you know, or, like, I don't know, like, something very, like, petty and light-hearted. When I hear the term allegations, I think, like, I immediately go to the thought process of, like, you know, a criminal offense. So, as a person who was very falsely accused of something very bad, I tend to err on the side of not believing people with literally no evidence. It's such a hard topic because obviously, you know, I'm on this, I do relate with the victims more. So when somebody comes forward, my first thought process isn't immediately doubt their words, you know, like, oh, they might be lying, right? And because the crazy part is, a lot of times there aren't any solid evidence. There won't be any solid evidence for a lot of times, you know? Especially if it was just like, you know, a guy touched you from behind or something. There's not going to be any, like, evidence of the guy doing that, unless there's, like, a picture or something, right? So it's unfair for the people who actually can't prove what happened to them. So, how you doing, Malkalide? How's life treating you? Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for the happy birthday. How are you doing? But, you know, but at the same time, obviously, they have to do a really in-depth investigation so that there won't be any falsely accused in the whole picture. So, as a guy, it's really hard for me to come forward about my female coworker being inappropriate because it's not taken. I hear that a lot. Yeah. Because a guy I know also has a record of being sexually harassed by his female boss. And I keep on telling him, like, you gotta go to HR, man. Like, you know, it's like, I know that sounds, you know, maybe a little dismissive, but it's like, you really can't do much other from going to HR, right? But, like, he also has the same mindset of, like, oh, well, you know, I'm a dude, and, like, she's an attractive woman, so it's like, nobody's gonna take me seriously. I'm just like, well, what are you gonna do? Just gonna keep on enduring that? Right? So, I'm like, I don't know. All I can say is what I can say, and be like, you need to tell HR about that, but, you know, I can't force him to do stuff like that, so... I'm sleepy as fuck. It's 4:45 a.m. Just wanted to say hi and wish you a happy birthday. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I had to do that too in my ex job. The girls were talking about my ass and it low-key got me uncomfortable. But Selena, not every place has HR. Well, my friend's place does have HR. So there's no reason for him to not go to HR because there is HR. Not talking about a workplace that doesn't have an HR. It was my birthday 2 days ago. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. That isn't dismissive. If people actually understand what HR is, they would know going to HR is actually deadly serious. Yeah. Because I went to HR when I was in Japan. I had a boss. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I had a boss who would pretty much force us to drink. during like nomikais, during company drinking and stuff like that. He was a heavy drinker himself, and he would pretty much peer pressure a lot of people to drink more. And there was an incident when I was in Paris with this boss. We went to a restaurant for dinner, and there were two bosses, the one I like and the one I hated, and I was kind of in the middle, right? There were three people, and then during the dinner, the two bosses got into an argument. They were getting into a fight in public, and the boss that I like went back to his room ahead of, like, he just left the money on the table. He left, went back to his room, so I was stuck with the boss that I hated. And the boss that I hated, that's the heavy drinker guy, and he ordered another bottle of wine. And, like, I was the only one there, listening to him venting about the other boss who just left, while being peer pressured into drinking. It got bad to a point where I threw up in my hotel room, so it's like, yeah, so that case I actually went to the HR, and I was like, this is too much, you know. I was still early in my company too. Like, I just got hired, so it's like I was even in a weaker position to like stand up for myself. But yeah, and my company, like, I feel like every company does, but like, you know, we have their, well, when I worked there, we had a company lawyer that you can talk to about and like actually get some idea on how they can go about it. So long story short, I ended up not taking much action because it's weird because I did tell HR about it, and I was told that the HR did warn the guy while making me anonymous, because he does cause a lot of trouble for everybody, so I don't think he would have noticed it was me. But HR did warn him that an anonymous said, you know, had this sort of experience with you, and, you know, we need you to fucking chill type of stuff, right? So that did happen, but I ended up not pressing forward because my whole team at the time was in a weird position where we were probably going to shuffle, and the boss that I actually like, his, not promotion, I guess, per se, but like him getting a better position was kind of on the line. And I didn't want my own drama, I guess, to affect that in any way, right? I wasn't pressured into not stepping forward, is what I'm trying to say. It was on my own account that I was like, whatever, man, you know? As long as he doesn't do that to me again, you know, I'll drop this. But if it happens again, so thankfully it didn't, because I got to change my team, so I didn't have to be under that guy anymore. So, you couldn't just leave? Was this back in Japan? See, you would feel that way, Car. That's like the same thing you would say to a lot of victims. Like, I'm not saying you are, but like, you know, when a girl gets assaulted by a guy, it's like, couldn't you just leave? Couldn't you just, you know, go home? Couldn't you just, like, say no to him and stuff like that? Like, the problem is when you're in that situation, depending on how it is, it's just too hard to do that, you know? I could have left, for sure. Like, physically, I was capable of standing up and leaving that dinner table. But I was also worried about how this boss might view me, a person who just got employed, right? Because I don't want to be on the bad side of my bosses, in this case. So my first thought was, you know, let's not make a big deal out of this. You know, I need to do, I don't know, whatever it takes to just keep everything calm and chill. How you doing, Ube? How's life treating you? Speaking about jobs, there's a YouTuber saying you can't easily quit a job in Japan. How much of this is true? I don't know in what way he's talking about, he or she is talking about. I'm going to guess he or she is talking about the pressure, because you can easily, nobody can stop you from quitting a job. They can't. Unless there's a rule that I don't know about. But, like, if you give in usually you have to give in a 1 month notice. 1 month prior. I know it's like 2 weeks notice for people in the US, but 2 weeks is too short. Like, people will, like, they can't really do anything about it per se. But they will think of you in a bad light. Like, you know, you have no manners, no common sense. Like, why couldn't you do it a month prior? Stuff like that. So you will get, you know, bad gazes. But if you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck, you know? So, if the situation is what you make it sound like, you could not just leave, which is part of the problem. It's just how it is sometimes. The reason it's tough is because of power dynamics in a lot of these situations. Exactly. It's just like, you know, especially like when you're in a Japanese company, like your first 3 months, the first impression you give people is like super important, you know, because that can just affect like, you know, there's bullying in job places too, which sucks, but it's true, right? Like some people just don't grow out of that. So it's like the last thing you want is being on the wrong side of your boss. And in my case, I had 2 bosses who hated each other, so it's like a horrible situation. Because if I take one's back, I'm not going to be taking the others. You had to play like the middleman, where it's like, you know, not specifically agree with one side, but just sound relatable. It's like, you know, I get it, you know. But not give your input on who you think is correct and who's not. Oh, it is frustrating. That's corpo for you. I don't think this is Japan specific either. Like, you work in any corporation in any country, you're probably going to come across something like this sooner or later. Because there's always people beefing. There's always like that 2 people who just fucking hate their guts. Even if they don't show it and make it obvious, like you can tell by the tension. You know? What can you do or say if doing the right thing doesn't go right? Like saying to HR but it backfires? I don't know. Like, what can you do at that point? What can you do? At that point, I'll just let Jesus take the wheel, you know? Because it's like, at the end of the day, if I chose to do something on my own account, like, even if the outcome's bad, at least I can, you know, I can blame myself for it, you know? Instead of, like, bad luck or something. Are the lizards sleeping? Yes. Well, at least the one behind me, yes. Aisu is asleep. Alright, have a good night, Omaru. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate that. So, like, basically what they said was your future former job wants to know every little detail about your next job. That just sounds like a black company to me. It's called in Japan. I never had that happen to me. Every time I quit my job, I didn't have to give details of what my next job was. I have never done that in my whole life. The only reason it's hard to say you're quitting because a lot of times, well, at least my job, I had a lot of projects on my back. So quitting meant that I had to, well, the company had to find a substitute, right? If they had no employees to spare, they're going to have to put out, hiring now, ads and stuff like that. They have to do that, and they have to find a person, they have to do interviews. And after the interview, after somebody gets hired, I have to teach them to do my job so that when I leave, there's not going to be much of a damage compared to if there's nobody, right? So I have to teach this person, and I have to give all of my project, my half-baked projects too, all to that person so that this person will take after me. And that's a lot of shit to go through. And I know companies have to go through that shit. So sometimes it is awkward to be like, hey, so I'm thinking about quitting, So that's why in Japan there's actually a service where you can pay somebody to tell your company that you want to quit. You get to hire a middleman. It's actually a business in Japan. Now, I have never used them before, but there are so many anxious Japanese people who have a hard time saying it themselves, so they would hire somebody to be a messenger to quit a job. And that's obviously still in business, so it seems like a lot of people use that service. No, it is me low-key saying in that case you need to escape that company to begin with. Sometimes, quitting a job isn't easy, especially when you're tight financially. I'm done. The way you phrased it was coming off like, well, maybe you didn't want your job enough. What do you mean, like? I don't get it. Did you listen to the words Selena said? Wait, what? What happened? I'm lost now. You guys lost me now. It's important to plan ahead quitting a job. Exactly. Yep. That's why, like, even like the opposite situation, a workplace in Japan cannot fire you. Well, they can fire you if you break something in the contract. Obviously, if it was your fault. Sukotsuto, thank you so much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. I appreciate that. Yippee! Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing, Sukotsuto? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate that. But yeah, in Japan, you cannot get fired immediately like you can in the US. You can't tell somebody, hey, don't come in tomorrow. Like, you just can't in Japan. You have to give them at least a month in advance notice so that that person can start looking for a job, for a new job. So, it works both ways. Yeah. So, but that's why, like, working in Japan, like, you're pretty much secured. If you work in a corpo, unless you actually do criminal things, like, you know, I don't know, like, use the workplace credit card to buy your own shit or something, I don't know, and write it off. But, like, unless you violate some regulations, like, you're pretty secure with your corpo job. However, it is rough working in corpo in Japan. Because people kind of expect you to work overtime. Like, nobody ever says that. And if they do, because, like, if they do actually vocalize that, that'll be counted as, like, harassment. So you can't actually vocally force somebody to work overtime. But there's still that tension. You can feel it in the air. Like, there's, like, it's, the clock hits 6, but, like, nobody seems to get out of their chair. Everybody's still on their computer, typing something, and then you start to feel bad for being the one to be the first to stand up and be like, alright, I'm gonna head home, you know? So there's that, like, unspoken, uncomfortable air going through, which really fucking sucks. Me being hired as the messenger to tell the boss, yeah, Brett's GG, sweet Delta. Do you need dinner today, Selena? I absolutely do. I did not eat anything today. I would like to have dinner, if I may. I hear if you work in Japan as a foreigner, try to work for a foreign company so you don't have to do overtime stuff. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you work in a foreign company or not. If the company building is in Japan, a lot of the foreign workers will also stay overtime. Maybe not a lot, but, like, a lot of times they will. If the location is in Japan, yes. Not me, I am paid salary. I won't make 1 penny more working 12 hours and I agree, I don't think people should work overtime. Like, that should not be expected. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to do it just because you want to finish a job, a task, and you don't want, you know, tomorrow you to deal with it, then I get it, but, like, nobody should ever feel like they have to do it. How you doing, KC Fusion? Unless you're really late with your task. Like, if you are just straight up not meeting deadlines, that's your fault. So, you know, I don't think a company has to pay you if you're not, you know, completing your task within a given amount of time. Are you eating on stream? No, I will not. I will have the food later. Thank you. What are you gonna eat? I have no idea. The chef, that's the chef's call. But I will eat anything. How was your birthday celebration? It was awesome. I really had a great time. Fries with truffles. Truffles are awesome, though. Thank you so much to Rix. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can finish tomorrow? Yeah. Like, obviously, when I worked in Japan, I would stay overtime if I had to finish that job by the end of the day. Like, obviously, I'm not going to just go home. You know what I mean? Like, that was really rare, but sometimes there were emergency tasks where I had to finish it that day, and I was not prepared for it because it was just a very emergency last-minute task. But it happened. I think the latest I've ever stayed at a company, though, was like 11 p.m. And mind you, I clock out at like 6. I was there until 11 p.m. Stream, what should I feed Selena? That's crazy. If I'm on, if I'm or on, wait, what? If I'm or someone else is effing up on deadlines, then that should come out of pay within your salary. Yeah. Selena as a corpo must have been crazy. What was Selena like back then? Corpo Selena was tired. I mean, I'm always tired, but Corpo Selena was. Corpo Selena apologized a lot. As in, when you're working in Japan, like a lot of times, your attitude starts to become a little bit more on the Japanese. Even if you're a foreigner, even if you're not Japanese, the longer you live in Japan, the more you start to become apologetic a little bit. You know, you say a lot of excuse me, like sumimasen in Japanese, a lot of a lot of apologizing. You know, sorry for existing. Corpo Selena invented coffee. Selena, very true. I needed that shit. People don't realize this Sky Falcon, but game dev is very similar to any other corpo job. True. Yep. Very true. Just be glad you're not a game dev, Selena, because I hear they be staying overnight. A lot of them did. But I think, like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like when you're a game dev, I feel like you obviously like your job. You obviously like what you're doing. You know, to create a game, like, you have to, like, to do anything artistic, you have to like what you're doing. Whereas other parts of the company, like, I don't know, working as HR, working as marketing, like, not many people like the job. They just do it because they know how to and they're good at it or something like that. You know? So, like, a lot of the game devs that I know who worked overtime, they stood in the studio because they were comfortable there. They liked their workplace. They liked their little corner of the office more than they liked their own house. They had nothing else going on at house. Their hobby is making games. So they're kind of there because they want to be there. You know? Obviously not everybody, especially the younger people. I feel like the younger game devs definitely would like to go home and spend some quality time with their family. But the older ones, like, you know, the ones that are in their 40s, 50s, they're there because they fucking like what they're doing. Yeah, but I hear some of their relationships get ruined because they spend too much time. Well, that's their fault, you know? Like, the thing is, like, you know, if you like your job, that's great. But if you can't juggle that with your family time, then, you know, things are going to get messy, you know? You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit to have, like, a balanced life. And if you can, you're probably not meant to have a family. You're probably not meant to be in a relationship if you can't handle all that, you know? Why put that much stress on yourself when you know you can't handle it in the first place, you know? Trust me, the best HR people love doing HR. I mean, I guess. I can see why. I think you're only thinking about the big game developers like Kojima. No. Brother, like I said, I worked at a game company, okay? I know what I'm talking about. Like, I heard from one game dev, they kept a counter for the amount of divorces happened at this job. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like, though, when you're a wife or a child of a really well-known game dev, I think their spouses and their kids are way used to that. They are used to seeing all that. And, you know, it won't become a problem. How you doing, Reiken? How's life treating you? Ami, how are you doing? Yoshi doesn't give the vibe of staying late. But he's my ghost, so maybe I have goat eyes. Make my SO like my job too. Game developers also tend to be extremely toxic if they are known studios. And the funny thing is, there are some housewives who are like, I don't care where my husband is as long as he's making money. Like, he doesn't have to be home. There are wives like that. And they don't mean that in, like, I hate that bitch's gut type of way. But, like, they genuinely, you know, they can value their own time. Like, my husband's out there doing what he wants, and he's making money, and I get to buy whatever I want with the money, so what is there to complain about? Type of life. So, exactly, sacrifices must be made. Exactly. Yep. So, but yeah. if you guys are thinking about working in the US, or not US, Japan, like, I mean, if you can get a corpo job from the bat, that would be great, because like a lot of my American friends, they all like I think it's safe to say all of them started off as being an English teacher for kids, for adults, tutors, whatever. But English teachers do not pay jack shit. It's really really rough. Like, I had a friend who was constantly struggling with money because it wasn't paying him well at all. But if you're capable of doing something specific at a corpo, definitely go for that, because being a teacher is not worth it. It's just not worth it. Yeah. Like, I think one of my friends, he's an engineer, and he said he makes, no, well, he didn't say how much he makes. He told me how much he pays for his apartment in Tokyo, his mortgage. And he said it was near 3K in USD. 3K for an apartment. This apartment is called mansion in Japanese, but it's like the more expensive version of an average apartment. It's like the really bougie, huge tower apartment. And I was like, how do you pay that monthly? And he's like, girl, I'm an engineer at like so-and-so company. And I was like, oh, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. 海外から日本来るならデジタルノマドが一番な気がしますね。海外から日本に来る。旅行でってことですか？それとも仕事をするって意味でですか？ IRL Millennium Tower? Yeah. Reminds me of my sister. She hated teaching the kids, too rowdy, the kids. My sister lived in Japan for years. Yeah. Sounds about right for Tokyo. Yeah, the thing is, it's like, people want to live in Japan because, like, you know, obviously, place Japan, right? But I will say living is really different. Like, give yourself, like, 2 years at least. Like, live in Japan for 2 years. That's about the time where the weak gets thrown out of the boat and the strong ones remain to live in Japan. Because all my friends who passed the 2 years mark and still live in Japan, they're okay with Japan. They're like, yeah, it's rough, you know, especially with the cultural differences and like different attitude towards jobs, you know, your work. It's really rough getting used to it, but apparently the pros outweigh the cons for them, so Japan is the most placed Japan, exactly. So 2 years will determine whether you can handle it or not, whether you are fit to be in the society or not. Well, 2 years would probably be enough by my standard. I feel like a year is not enough. 2 years is probably the sweet spot for you to actually see if you're fit for this lifestyle. Because a lot of people, it's just their emergence gets shattered. Too much, you know, too much anime, too much video games. You're going to figure out that living in Japan isn't like playing Persona. What's a trial run? What do you mean? Trial run Japan? レディットの移住の話見てても、現地で仕事探すよりオンラインでできる仕事を持つことが、そっか。あれなんですよね。アメリカ人、日本で働きたいアメリカ人って別に日本の会社で働きたいわけじゃなくて、日本に住みたいから日本で働くんですよね。日本の永住権が欲しいから、日本で就活するんですよ。日本に住みたいから。Yeah, they think Akihabara is Japan. Yeah. Paris syndrome, but for Tokyo, exactly. For me, I'd be Death Stranding maxing and hike up mountains in rural wilderness with the oversized backpack. And see, I don't feel this yet, but I think I'm going to feel this at some point. Over a decade of my life living in Japan, I never saw the appeal in visiting rural Japan. Like, I didn't care about the countryside at all. I know a lot of you guys, when you go to Japan, you like to go to places like that. And I never understood why, and I still kind of don't. Like, I understand certain areas. Like, there are really beautiful areas. Like, you know, some places have really good food and stuff like that. But I never saw the appeal in going out of my way to go to a village in Japan. But maybe I'll start understanding this the more I'm away from Japan. The more I live in the US, I might start seeing the appeal and wanting to do that myself. Bro, Paris Syndrome woke Paris Syndrome Japan. You need to watch one episode of Your Camp. I just want to camp though. I don't have any camper friends. I definitely want to camp during cold season though. I don't want to do summer camps because fuck that. Fuck mosquitoes. I would be sitting in my 3K a month apartment in Tokyo suburb by myself maxing if I live there. In America, it's very similar. The idea of being with nature, forgot what it's called in Japan. I don't know. Every time I hear a Japanese person say they want to visit America, it's never about the countryside. Japanese people, like, I don't think they're interested in American countryside. It's always New York Times Square or Seattle. Was it the Rainbow? Not the Rainbow Bridge, that's Japan. There's another bridge, I forget. What else? Hawaii, because of the island, you know, the tropicalness. It's never like, I want to go to Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking middle of nowhere. You know? Your Camp is a nice show. I think I did see like at least one episode of that when it was showing in Japan. Fuyu Camp Supremacy, exactly. Golden Gate Bridge? Yeah, that one. Or what? Yeah, one of those. New York sucks, fine to visit. I mean, let's be real now. Shinjuku sucks too, but you guys love it because, oh, Yakuza gameplay's real. Shinjuku is a dirty ass place in Tokyo. Like, you'd be walking on Friday night, there'd be barf, like vomit, on the streets. Like, every 10 steps you make because everybody's drinking their brains out. And they're vomiting everywhere. And you also have, like, a bunch of drunk people, obviously, you know, just doing some crazy random shit. And then now you have IRL streamers who be, you know, nuisance and making people uncomfortable out in the streets. And you also have, like, you know, a lot of prostitution, you know, stuff going on, too. So it's like, you know? But tourists still want to go there. Why? Because it's popular, right? New York Times Square is popular enough for people to want to go there at least once in their lifetime. So even if they know it's not that great, it's just one of those places you have to go. Yeah, they like New York, Hawaii, Seattle. Yeah. Have you been to Yosemite? No. I don't even know what that is. Aki Camp, Bifuyu Camp. Not that again. Not that joke again. Not that joke again. Yeah, Shinjuku is like New York and downtown by the... Yeah, and you'll see rats coming out of food places, too. These rats and living in Tokyo are like super big. They're like a size of a slightly overgrown kitten. It's fucking insane. They look more like a mole or like a hedgehog. And they come out of the fucking kitchen from the food places, you know? So, yeah, Shinjuku and like... Shinjuku is nasty, but I also think Shibuya is way more nasty because Shibuya has a lot of younger people. Like, demographically speaking, they're both young, but there are more people in Shibuya, younger people. And, you know, younger people who just got, who just became legal enough to drink, starts drinking. The litter is crazy. The littering out in Shibuya is fucking crazy. It's just, like, I went to a convenience, before I left Japan, I was walking around a convenience store with a VTuber, because he was streaming, and I was helping him out. And for some reason, this convenience store didn't have a trash can, so I don't know why, but because it didn't have a trash can, all the people who had alcohol, the alcohol cans were stacked up like the Tower of Babel, right next to the convenience store. It was a huge fucking mess, and I'm just like... Shibuya by far the nastiest. He's mad. Shibuya Halloween is a nightmare. I never once went I always told myself, next year I'll try, and it never happened. And I don't think I missed that. Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. All you do is walk around while, like, drunk and stuff, and there's nothing you can do. Because most places close off, too. Like, they don't want to deal with, like, drunk, you know, people in cosplays. It's like, a lot of places just shut down, so you can't even go inside and chill. Yosemite National Park, but say Yosemite like an American? Why? I don't think I know that national park. I do kind of regret not going to a lot of national parks while I lived in Japan. I should have gone to more gardens and stuff like that. I just did not care about nature while I was there. I was more of a concrete jungle person. That was Chiro, yes. That was Chiro yelling. 渋谷ハロウィンはもうほとんど消滅したみたい。あれですよね、なくそうとしてましたもんね。警察とかで。Also vouching for Yosemite, really nice place. Where is it at? Like what part of Japan? It is Yosemite? The T is silent?
No, it's Yosemite.
Yosemite? What does that mean? Is that an English word?
Yeah, it's a park
Place.
it's a park in NorCal.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a place.
You're saying it like it's Japanese.
Because I thought they were talking about a Japanese
Yosemite.
garden in Japan, so I thought that was Japanese. You guys didn't say anything about being in California. Y'all just telling me that.
I told you.
Oh, well, I didn't read it.
Oh my god. She doesn't know how to read. She don't got internet.
No, Psychoner, don't take credit for it. You just said it. You didn't say that before. It's not we.
You know the Looney Tunes guy who's like red and shoots a lot of guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know his name?
No.
Yosemite.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam? What kind of stupid ass name is that? What the hell does Yosemite
Oh,
mean?
he'll shoot you though, don't say that.
He'll shoot me? Oh, I'm not gonna be the first American who tries. Just make sure to stay on the paths if you go hiking and don't get lost like I did. Well, that's a tall ask, considering how lost I get in video games. Nobody said it was anything about American. That's why I thought it was a Japanese name.
Can I tell you, like, of the chat, like, my family went there actually.
Where? Oh, that Yosemite?
Park, and my dad did not book a campground, so we just walked in the RV.
No!
And I was so scared of being killed by a bear.
Are there bears there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's so many signs of, like, beware of bear, like, everywhere.
I
was afraid the bear would kill me.
I don't think I can handle a bear. As in, like, obviously not fighting, but, you know, like, outrun them, you know? I have no idea how fast they are, but...
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the other way.
No, not the other way, no. Not the non-derogatory, or derogatory way.
It's not derogatory.
Whatever. Bears are very fast. No, I get it, but it's like, couldn't you, like... So they might be fast, but they seem like they suck at making sudden turns. What if I make, like, a really sudden turn, you know? And, like, do a zigzag run. Go, like, zigzag run between, like, woods. Go, like, shh, shh, shh.
Okay.
They can't do that, you know?
Okay.
They're gonna bump into the tree.
Question. Which one do you run from, and which one do you have to scare? Black bears or brown bears?
Which way do I have to scare?
Because like there's a way to handle those two different bears, and it's completely different. So, is the
Scare the bear. Scare the black bear.
Okay, you're right. It's scare the black bear.
Yo!
Good job.
But how do you scare them, though?
Because they're bitches.
No, how, though?
Oh.
How do you scare them? What do you do?
You gotta get big.
There's no way I'm getting bigger than the bear, bro. Like, I can't even tippy-toe. Like, I'm
You see, like,
probably half its body.
there's like a black bear. Did you see that black bear where this guy smacked the guy? Black bear smacked him, and he was like, "Get away from here!"
Did he slap the bear? I should slap the bear too. Like, bitch, don't you even try.
No, I think the bear slapped him, and he's like, "Get away!" And then the bear left.
Don't get in my face.
Did you see the video of the guy, like, the bear was at his barbecue, and he just, like, opened the gate to make the bear leave? He's like, get out.
I know, I didn't see that. Get out now.
Yeah, but brown bears are the ones that'll fuck you up, though. And polar bears and brown bears.
The only way to outrun a bear is to run downhill because they can't run. Oh, you're right. They can't run full speed down the hill. They'll fall or they'll start tumbling. What if I start tumbling too? I can see myself not being able to stop and I fucking tumble. kill myself.
So then if you start tumbling, just do a double jump.
What does that even mean?
Oh, wait.
How do I
Wait.
double jump?
Do a cartwheel. Like James.
I can't cartwheel. I'm going to kill myself.
You can't double jump?
I'm going. Why are you making it sound like it's a common sense to be able to double jump?
Dude.
Yeah, just double jump, idiot.
What do you mean?
You just double jump.
Everybody knows how to double jump. Nah,
ask your chat.
he's gaslighting me. He's gaslighting me again.
Make a poll. Can you double
Chat. Is it normal to be able to double
You can
jump?
make a poll. You're a fucking mod.
I think he's gaslighting me. There's no. How you doing, Axe Armor? How's life treating you? Hopefully good, if not better. Bison incident? What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, a guy got like
A
guy got
bison
attacked by, like, a
incident?
bison, and then like sent him flying like 20 feet into the air.
Bison
yeah.
going rampant and flung a guy in the air in
Really
Yellowstone Park.
I thought you were talking about M. Bison from Street Fighter.
I thought it was that too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we call him-
I thought we were talking about Street Fighter Bison
we
too.
call him Vega, son of Japanese.
Fucking gamer brain rot. I think we're learning to keep Selena from national parks. I mean, you don't fuck with the bear though. Like, you really don't. Like,
I didn't drink my shake.
if you're a Ryu Hayabusa, it is very normal.
Okay, it's gonna freeze it, I guess, or dump it out. It's gonna-
Bro, you guys are so cooked with the gamer
Let's
brain rot.
just drink it then.
Psychoner, you're cooked with everything. Oh, Melty!
She's gonna bite you.
She's gonna jump off.
Yeah.
Melty the cat. She was the one that was meowing the whole time, Jack. Oh, goodball.
She's here for like 2 seconds.
She was here for 2 seconds. Are we talking M. Bison, the guy? No, not the guy with the cape. Actual Bison, the animal. Yeah, Melty's chill. Melty's very chill.
Oh my gosh, someone called Milton it. She has a gender.
Well, nobody knew her gender until now, so.
They could have used they them as when I thought.
I don't think I can outrun any animal.
Can you run Melty?
No, absolutely not. She was. If Melty really wanted to kill me, I think she can.
Can you run Icy?
If a cat really wanted to kill me, I think they can.
Can you outrun Icy?
I hope I can. I can outrun the lizard.
Where is Icy?
You didn't,
Right there.
you didn't
Oh,
sleep
no,
in.
you're a sleepy company.
Dictator, not boxer, I see it. But, yeah. No, but I think the zigzag method will work. Bears can't take sudden turns. Most animals can't.
Can you do a zigzag?
Yes. The answer is yes. Have I tried it yet? No, but I can. If I can imagine it, I can do it. You know what they say? If you can imagine it, you can make it. So I can make it.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
The guy is 65 and survived a bison attack. You know, I would be bragging about that my whole life too if I were him. I would put that in my bio. The man who survived a bison attack. Are you saving the video reaction for next stream? Yes, and I'll probably do it tomorrow actually. I will do the video reaction stream tomorrow.
I'm just doing well.
Yes. Just toss a bear in candy bar, then serpentine? What the fuck is a serpentine? What if the bear hard reads your zigzag? Well, at that point, I will have to acknowledge my demise. Like, at least I can die knowing that I tried and there was no way out of it, you know? I will take a full-on, you know, loss. Professional bison tamer. No, I'm good. You never fuck with wildlife. A deer can kill me, too, if they wanted to. A herbivore can kill me if they really wanted to. Humans are indeed fucking weak. We may have the brain, but... Should have labbed the Kuma matchup more. Honestly, I never lost a lot against Kumas in Tekken. Pandas, though, for some reason, I struggle.
What the fuck?
I lose more against pandas than I do Kumas. I don't know what it is. There's something about that Chinese bear. Rion, thank you so much for the 2,100 bits. I appreciate that. ありがとうございます。誕生日おめでとうございます。約束した通り小さくて。ありがとうございます。誕生日プレゼント。Thank you so much for the birthday present bits. I appreciate that. Thank you. ありがとうございます。That's a lot. That's a lot of bits. Thank you, thank you. I will buy something nice with it. Next paycheck. Thank you. If you encounter a mountain lion, you're fucked. I feel like any lion, you're fucked. Even the sea lion, you're fucked.
Get any gifts for your birthday? On
Huh?
your birthday stream?
No. Well, bits.
Biddies?
Biddies.
Biddies?
How much is 2100? That's about $20 worth of bits. I say 20, but it's probably less than that because Twitch takes a huge cutoff because they're a bitch. So
Oh my god, people can hear Melty?
She's pretty loud.
She's so fucking, I'm so sorry.
no, you're fine. My chat doesn't mind.
Yeah, that's screaming? That's my fucking cat.
She will buy a cheeseburger. Yeah, I haven't had In-N-Out yet this trip. I was given the forbidden knowledge that In-N-Out is actually a Christian
Yeah.
fast food place. That's why they're not open on Sundays. Did you know that?
And now it's open Sunday.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. Chick-fil-A's not open Sunday.
Gil told me otherwise.
Well, In-N-Out is also Californian enough to be open Sunday.
Yeah, it's only
So I
Chick-fil-A.
was going through Christian
Oh, but maybe in
propaganda this whole
Idaho or
time.
wherever, you know how, like, there was
Idaho?
this-
Gil lives in California.
No,
I'm
I'm
not-
saying like there was they started opening In-N-Outs in like Tennessee and Idaho.
Oh.
Maybe out there.
Ooh, $50. Oh,
But yeah, so what else? Oh yeah, also there is a menu called the Flying Dutchman in In-N-Out, and it's apparently burger patty and cheese sandwiched with baked onion. So no buns. So it's like a what is it? Like a mustard glazed? I forget what it was. Yeah, grilled onion.
Baked onions?
Whatever it was. A cooked
Maybe
onion.
more yaki for it.
A cooked, yeah, exactly, a cooked onion. And I told Gil about this, but I was like, the only thing that's preventing me from ordering that isn't even because of the food, but the name is stupid as fuck. The SpongeBob ass name. I'm like, what am I going to go up to the counter and be like, can I have the Flying Dutchman?
You should do that. That should be your
Like, that's the only thing that's preventing me from ordering that.
Can I tell you something about your anxiety about that?
What?
It's really funny because I had a boss at a different company who used to work at In-N-Out in college,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, I remember people all the time. There was one guy who would always order a Flying Dutchman. What a freak!" He literally said that to me. I'm like, nobody orders that.
Nobody orders Flying Dutchman. Well, the thing is, like,
Did you eat a mukbang, Flying Dutchman mukbang on your stream?
No, I will not. The thing about In-N-Out is, like, you would think the workers are used to that shit because they have all these custom, like, not on the menu type of menu. So you would think they're used to, like, freaky ass orders. But I guess not.
Would you do it for 100 subs?
I would for 100. Yes.
Oh, you would eat a Flying Dutchman on stream for 100 subs?
I would eat a Flying
Alright, you
Dutchman
heard
on stream
that.
for 100 subs, yes.
Okay.
Not today, though, because we have a dinner. But, like, on my next stream, if we do get... I would order one.
Are you eating dinner tonight or are you streaming later?
I will be eating tonight, yes.
Okay. Dinner will
Yes.
be ready in like 10 minutes.
Selena
Okay.
wants to skip dinner. She
No,
wants to-
I will end my stream soon, though. It is a short stream, so... That would make Plankton jealous? Would you go to Habit Hamburger? What the fuck is a Habit Hamburger?
Habit is another Californian chain.
Habit Hamburger?
Yeah.
Is it good?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Is
tonight?
it better than In-N-Out?
Okay, well.
Okay, that I don't know about that one.
Okay.
That's the goat. Okay,
Yeah,
first.
it is.
In-N-Out, In-N-Out is the goat.
But if you want avocado on your hamburger,
Oh.
it's
Yeah.
pretty good for that. Because you can't always get avocado on your
They
hamburger.
also have a
You got a point there.
They also have a tuna burger, pretty good.
I love avocados on my burgers, so that
Because,
sounds
like,
pretty
they're
tempting.
known for, I think it's called a char burger, I think.
Char burger.
Yeah, they're from
Like a
Santa Barbara,
charcoal?
which is like up north a little bit in California. But you can get like bacon, avocado, cheeseburger. And that's just a standard.
That sounds awesome, not gonna lie.
Okay,
So
Selena.
they're pretty good.
Are we gonna play Aoni or we're gonna watch Kamen Rider together tonight? Those are your two options.
You can watch Kamen Rider.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. This stream was very good though. I had a lot of fun watching.
Considering you wouldn't go to sleep even though you were like, all right, I'm going to sleep.
I did fall asleep. Though.
Okay.
But I was like, especially earlier on, you guys were streaming like in unison a lot.
But you can tell after a while we kind of got
You
used
got
to
over
it.
it. Yeah.
It's like, whatever, man.
No,
This
but that's why they
bitch.
started doing silly shit like putting you in Mika's Dick Smasher.
Mickey's Dick
Mickey's
Smasher.
Dick
No, it's Mika's Dick Smasher.
Yeah.
Mika's.
It's Mika and
Is that a Zojirishi rice maker?
Yes.
Yes. Zojirishi is the only Jirishi, bro. Like, that's the only way to go about with rice cooker. If you have any other rice cooker, you've already
There's bougie
failed.
in this house.
You
There's
already
bougie
failed.
whiskey.
Zojirushi is the only rice cooker you should have. If you have any other brand, what are you doing? Literally, like, Chinese people go to Japan just to buy a rice cooker, okay? I've seen so many of them holding, like, 2 rice cookers in one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When my mom bought me my rice cooker the first time,
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Yeah, this scares the goat."
This is the goat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, my mom. You know, she's
You-
not that mean.
Like, you know. But yeah, let me see. How many hours was I streaming? I was streaming for
3.5 hours.
3.5? Okay. Well, that's not long, but chat, tomorrow I'm going to try to stream earlier. I was too comfortable sleeping tonight, or last night.
When did you go to bed yesterday?
At 3?
I mean, that's
3
like-
a.m.
That was like only an
Yeah.
hour more than me. That's fine.
Yeah. What time are you doing tomorrow? Ideally, I would like to stream 2 hours earlier than I did today. So 1 p.m. Pacific time is what I want to go for. And tomorrow we'll be watching the scary/disturbing YouTube videos you guys shared.
Oh, I'm gonna send you one too.
God damn it. We will be watching that tomorrow. I'll be reacting to it. Did you guys ever take out Barney the dinosaur last night? What does that even mean?
Yeah, I mean, confused to go.
Barney the
Be careful.
dinosaur. I have one, but it doesn't make a cute sound like I've heard some rice cookers have. Well,
Wait,
Korean tourists, I believe, hoard the rice cookers too. Yeah, our rice cooker is just that goated. But yeah, chat. It's dinner time for me, so I am going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. I know it was a short stream, but I really appreciate the bits and the subs that I got today. Thank you guys so much. And the donation, the direct donation as well. Barney is a big dumb looking purple dinosaur. No, I know that. I know what Barney is. I just don't get the context that you were talking about.
He kind of looks like the owl, I guess.
Oh, because he's purple.
Like, well, you know, he's owl, according to Galaxy too.
True.
We're gonna watch Kamen Rider while we eat dinner.
Sure.
Welcome to our family ritual, I guess.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family, son.
Welcome to the dinner.
But yes, so I will be back tomorrow, chat. Let me go ahead and find somebody to rate, though, before I go. I know it's a very short stream. I'll do a longer stream tomorrow. I just feel... It doesn't feel right to stream when everybody's eating dinner.
Oh,
So I will stream earlier tomorrow, so I don't have to overlap like this. Alright, I'm going to raid Tiffany Lockhart. She's playing Resident Evil 2. I'm not sure if it's the original or the remake, but whatever it is, either way, it's a good game, so... Either way, Resident Evil, good game. Let me see. Raid. So everybody say hi to Tiffany when I get there. Tiffany Lockhart. Start raid. Okay. But yeah, I hope you guys gave me actual good videos. I didn't check the videos yet. I did start making the list of the videos I'm going to be watching tomorrow. And I see a few videos that has a thumbnail that's questionable, as in it doesn't seem like scary or disturbing, but it just looks cursed. I guess that counts too. I don't know, but... Thank you so much, Princess. I appreciate that. Thank you. I was just ending my stream, but I will be back tomorrow, though. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. You guys know the drill. Have a good night. Bye-bye. お疲れ様です。Rating now.